What is he doing? Easy gun, 2, 1, plant.
Oh my god.
Deny! He got it!
He's gonna try and take down this Juno. Artillery shell's gonna be coming out, and he does get the pick!
It's a chance of ending it.
Yep. Nice counter!
Evangelos again in shake! What is going on here?
Half, and the game goes to the Pioneers, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Marietta College Esports channel. Tonight, we've got a burner here. The Rainbow Six Siege team is going to be going for a playoff guarantee here. It's looking like their season, they're going to have to win their next 2 games to actually confirm their playoff qualification. If they win one and they lose one, it's going to be a little bit iffy, but obviously we want them to win this one and give them the highest chance to make it to playoffs here. But as we do start into the announcements here before the game, we might as well start with the R6 schedule. So like I was just saying, they have to win today, and they're also going to have to win on their last match. That looks like it's going to be on November 5th, so make sure you stay tuned for that match as well. League of Legends team, a similar story here. They're going to have to win their next 2. It's going to be a little bit iffy if they make it to playoffs, if they do win the next 2, but no matter what, they have to win the next 2. So the next 2 games definitely matter a lot for them as well. And same for Overwatch. I believe they're going to have to be winning their next 2 games. And speaking of which, we're actually going to be having both teams playing tomorrow, although they're playing with overlapping times. So I think the game is actually going to be only the League of Legends game is going to be streamed, and the Overwatch one will not be. But don't worry, we'll keep you guys updated with what results are on our social media, so make sure you stay up to date with that. Speaking of which, Twitch Prime, make sure you use it. If you have a Amazon Prime subscription, you can give us a free subscription by linking your Amazon account. And there's a couple other events going on. We have the LAN tournament in Chicago. Marietta is... Wait, is this actually the wrong one? No, it is the right one. The Overwatch and League of Legends team are going to be going down to Chicago to go play in the LAN tournament actually this weekend on Saturday. So it's going to be quite a drive on Friday, but once we get there, I'm sure it'll be fun. And it's going to be streamed on the Unified Live Twitch channel. No stream here, just because, I mean, we'd have to have some crazy streaming rig to, be able to stream like on the move or something. But so that's the big thing that's going to be happening here. That also means that we're going to have no match on Friday, and that's why the Overwatch match is going to be on Thursday, and it's going to be played off stream. So make sure you stay up to date with all the stuff that's happening, so you know when the next game is going to be. And yeah, that's just tomorrow. League of Legends is going to be playing, and as well as the Overwatch, but won't be streamed. League of Legends game, this is probably going to be the deciding game. If League of Legends can win this game, then they'll probably win the next one. But if they lose, then they probably don't make it to playoffs. So it's going to be a little bit iffy. So it's probably going to be pretty hyped. The last game they had went to best of 3, and there were some crazy plays during that game. So it'll probably be pretty fun to watch. And we might as well talk a little bit about the R6 team as well. Try to remember how to actually pull it up. There is a roster thing. Well, there it is. I figured it out. Okay. So who we're going to be seeing play tonight? We're going to be having Bird. We've seen him play multiple times. It's actually going to be the same team that I've been seeing for the past couple weeks here. We're going to have Christian. We're going to have Logan Bayer. We're going to have Trey Pelican. We're going to have Drew Nihil. And we're going to have Opinies playing as a sub once again. Zach coming in clutch there. And helping the team get their last couple games of the season in. I'm certainly excited to see them play. So far, we've seen Nihil and actually Opinies, ironically, being the fraggers, going up and getting a bunch of kills. Of course, that is basically their role on the team, so not too much surprise there. And last time they played, we actually saw, even though they did lose, they had actually some pretty insane clutches. There was a 2v5 play that they actually ended up winning, and that was pretty hype for them to watch back probably. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So like I said, going into this game, they need to win to guarantee playoffs, so it's kind of a big deal. And I think their opponents here, I think we're technically seeded to win here. We should technically win based on our record, but who knows, anything can happen. Still waiting for the lobby to be set up. But I guess I could talk about a little bit about some of the maps here. So let's see, I'm actually going to go to... I actually can't pull that up. So, well, I can talk a little about the maps. I know we're playing on Nighthaven Labs. So what happened last time was Nighthaven actually got banned by the enemy team. And it seems like Marietta actually likes playing Nighthaven. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out on Nighthaven. I'm assuming that was Marietta's pick. And it is one of the maps they are probably going to be looking to play. I'm certainly excited to see it come out. I think the only time I've seen it, I think I only saw it like on one game that they played, but I think it's been banned on all the other ones, so it's not too much of a surprise. We saw Chalet also played last game that they had. I believe there was also a lot of Clubhouse. That's pretty much like a mainstay in the Rainbow Six sphere, if you want to call it that. And let me see, I can actually swap over here. So we can actually see the maps. This is technically for the score, but this is where you actually can see what's going on. So we're going to have Nighthaven coming up first. I'm assuming that's Marietta's pick. I actually didn't get if we're starting on defense or attack, but based on the lobby I'm in, it looks like we're going to be starting on attack here. And we're going to be going into Clubhouse. So, I mean, at this point, we might as well just expect Clubhouse every single time. I mean, I don't think there's been a game that they haven't played it. So hopefully they're at least comfortable on that map. And then going into Chalet, we saw them play in their last series, and I believe they used to play it a lot. Maybe not so much anymore as they maybe move into Nighthaven a little bit more, but certainly none of these maps I think they're too unfamiliar with. I'm certainly excited to see how they play on this map. A lot of I mean, the whole team has had some insane clutch plays. If one of them was the clip of the week, I'd bring it up, but I don't think that is updated right now. Speaking of which, on our Instagram, we've been posting our clips of the week, so make sure you follow us there as well. Still waiting. I think there's some problems with one of the players' computers. I saw them just leave the lobby, so we're going to be waiting just a little bit longer. And I guess I can go over the other events that I skipped because I thought we were going to be starting instantly. So let's just jump over to our recruiting screen here. So obviously we only have 3 titles playing right now, which is a little bit strange for us. We only have Rainbow Six, League of Legends, and Overwatch playing. But the main reason we don't have teams is because we don't have players. We need more people. So if you want to come out and join the team, we're always open to new people. We have esports scholarships available. We are also have a pretty nice facility here, if I do say so myself, if you couldn't tell by our nice streaming setup. Alright, we're just getting something figured out with the setup there, and indeed one of the players was having trouble setting up not setting up the computer, but with some of the software on the computer, couldn't get it working, so they had to swap off to a different computer, so we're not going to have their camera, unfortunately, for the stream, but they're still going to be playing, so it's not too big of an issue, so that's why I had to mute for a little bit there, just getting that fixed. Anyways, what was I talking about? We need people! We have a ton of titles, and we've actually been adding titles recently due to player interest, who wants to play what. But all the ones you see on screen is what we have right now: Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six, Marvel Rivals, Rocket League, Smash Bros, and Valorant. All of those teams, technically, I think, except for maybe Fortnite. I think Fortnite still has players though. All of those teams have players, but we don't have enough. So we just need like a couple people to come out and play. So if you are interested in esports at all, or you just want to play for a team, Maybe you're not on one of the sports teams and you want to be on a team, but you don't want to play a physical sport, come out and join us. Even if you're doing like other stuff, as long as you have time, a little bit of time during the week, you can come out and play. And like I said, most of the teams here, they have people. We just don't have enough. So we'd love to see more people come out to our program. You can also follow the link down below, and it's pretty much posted everywhere. I think it's even below our Twitch page here. So there's a ton of ways to get in contact with the program. Speaking of which, we are going to be doing tryouts like we always have been for the foreseeable future. Looking like our next fall open house is actually going to be this Saturday. So that's going to be interesting while Derek isn't here, but I'm sure we're going to have somebody around for the fall open house. So that'll be this Saturday. So if you want to come try out in person, or maybe just check out the room, anything like that, you can do that on Saturday, I think. But if you're not available, or maybe Derek wants to be there for the tryout, you can always do it online if you're not around for one of the visit days, or you just don't want to do the tryout during one of them. You can schedule an online tryout for them, and you can see if you can get that scholarship that we have. And it's looking like after this one, we're still going to have 3 open house days, so a whole lot of time to come out, visit campus, visit the esports room, maybe meet a couple people, and maybe try out for the esports scholarship. You can also follow all those QR codes on screen to learn a little bit more, or actually schedule your tryout if you're interested. And moving on to our high school virtual meeting. So Coach Derek Games is always available to talk to high schools in general, or high school students. If you want to learn more about Marietta College Esports, just contact him. He's got a whole bunch of contacts there: X, Discord, email. Maybe he'll even respond to you on something else. I don't know. But lots of ways to get in contact with us and get started with joining the team. And like I said, we pretty much always need more people, so we'd love to have you. And I think I've pretty much gone over every single announcement we have. The funny thing is, Rainbow Six, I feel like this happens every week, where we have like 20 minutes where I have to like just keep talking for for ages until the match starts. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here that is going to be good to talk about, but I don't really see anything. I suppose we can talk a little bit about how the R6 team is doing. So I believe right now they're positive right now, 3-2. So that's why they need to basically win 2 to guarantee the victory, or not the victory, win 2 series to guarantee playoffs. That way they'll be at a 5-2 record, and that basically guarantees it. But if it's 4-3, what's gonna happen is they'll probably be tied with other teams, and it will probably come down to like a game differential, who won however many games during a series. So that's why this game and the next one are going to be pretty important. The league team, I think, is down 2-3 right now, so they have to win 2 their next 2 series in order to like have a chance to make it to playoffs. If they do win that, it's going to be a bit of a toss-up, but I think they definitely have a decent shot at making it. And I believe it's a similar situation for the Overwatch team, although I think they're playing a couple harder opponents this week, so it'll be a little bit more intense matches for them. It's looking like we're finally going to get started. We had our player come in here, and thankfully it looks like there's going to be no forfeit or anything, and I mean, there shouldn't be. It hasn't been 15 minutes, so everything's looking good here. I'm going to be loading into Night Haven Labs. And I just forgot what side we're on. We're orange. Alright, let's swap over here. And so going into this, I was already talking about how Marietta does want to be playing Night Haven. I'm thinking this is their map pick. It might not be, but they're definitely comfortable on this map. As far as I'm aware, and we're going to see who gets banned here. Typically we see Mira get banned. Her utility is pretty strong in the higher level skill areas of the game. And there's going to be the Mira ban, and we're also going to have an Ace ban come out. He usually also gets banned. He is a hard breacher, so he can breach through reinforced walls. He has like a little throwable thing that he can throw and make a hole. And then we're gonna have Maverick and a zombie band. I think those are more map specific bands. I believe a zombie can throw like a little knife thing, and it'll make like a little circular wall thing. And we're gonna have Maverick band as well, who can make little holes in reinforced walls with a bullet torch. Alright, moving into what's actually going to be happening during the game. It's looking like we're going to have Opinies on Dokubi, Birdo on Thatcher, although they can change their lineup while they're on attack before the round starts, so this isn't set in stone, but Pelican on Thatcher, Fire on Ash, and Nihil on Nomad. So I'm not going to say too much until the round actually starts. Maybe I should talk a little bit about the defenders here. We're going to have a mute come out, so he can place a little, I think it's called a jammer, and if any electronics like a drone or anything get near it from the attacker side, they'll get disabled. We've got Busy on Castle, who can place reinforced, you can see one go down here. It's like a reinforced barricade that can go on doorways and windows. And we're also going to have a blitz come out. I should probably stop talking about that and start talking about the match. So the blitz has these electrified walls that you saw just get deactivated. That's Birdo's ability, as we're going to see him take a peek here. Not going to see anything immediately. He's going to turn around, break open the window, play a little bit safe on the peak before he does anything too crazy. He's actually going to keep holding. He runs through, barely dodging the bullets there. Pelican breaching on the other side, pre-firing, doesn't find anything. He's going to be clearing out the enemy cameras. Fire getting vision for his team. And I'm going to slow down just a little bit here, as Marietta's got a lot of their setup done. But they're going to look to make a play soon so they can get in. I should be looking at Bayer. Never mind, Birdo gets taken down by the Nitro Cell. Birdo not able to find the shot. He does note two defenders. And he's going to back up. I think they're playing around the rest of the team, going for maybe a flank angle here. Opini is playing behind Bayer, able to find anything. And indeed, Nihil is actually walking around on the other side of the map. Bayer actually taking an aggressive peek, takes a swing, gets taken down. And now it's all down to 2 for Marietta. Opinies gets taken down, it's all down to Nihil now. 4 versus 1. He's going to have to play it carefully if he wants to win this. Now, I don't see anyone too soon. But it's going to be a little bit tough to win this. He's not even really near the site right now. He's going to take the peek. He does find 1 though. 3 versus 1. A little bit more winnable. Let's see if the defenders have any kind of crossfire set up. Nihil taking the peeks, clearing the corner, doesn't see anything quite yet. Gonna swing around, and he gets taken down, and will be Marietta losing the first round.
Attackers need to locate.
We had a little bit of trouble with the cameras, but it should be fixed now, as we're going to be going into the second round of the game. We'll have to swap back to the Rainbow Six window here. So Marietta just had a really hard time actually getting to site after they had their setup. They just got picked off one by one, and from there it was hard for them to recover. I think they were trying to wait for Nihil initially, but he was taking a little bit too long, so they decided to play around a late flank from him. Unfortunately, they did not get the picks they wanted on site, and they weren't able to converge really at all after all that happened. I think they tried to trade off each other. They expect a couple of people to be where they were, and unfortunately got caught off guard there. And we're going to be moving into the second round. Let's just check if the cameras are working here. We're going to have Bird. He's running around. Pelican as well. Bayer going to be on the Ash here. Did play it last round. And we do see Nihil's nice little picture there. Won't be seeing his camera, unfortunately. And it's looking like they're going to go for the Thatcher grenade on this wall. They're going to hard breach it. Pelican getting it down. And the rest of the team gonna be around on the other side of the map. OP's getting some vision, noting someone as he jumps through the window there. And so far not much happening. Pelican really the only one in danger so far, but OP's is with him. He's gonna be droning, getting a little bit of information. And they're gonna look to hard breach this, and there's gonna be the Thatcher utility used. Pelican gonna get the hard breach off. OPNE is gonna use his utility as well, as actually Birdo gets taken down. And OPNE is still gonna be playing with his team. Nihil on the flank. Pelican actually shooting as well. He's gonna find one. Now it's down to a 4 versus 4. Marietta not staying down for too long. And they're gonna get started on their push here. Nihil takes down one as well. 3 versus 4. Marietta slowly pushing in. Another one falls. It's 2 versus 4 now. OPNEs is following him around with the drone. I don't know what's gonna happen. Shots are fired, and he does actually go down there as the diffuser is being planted. And it's all down to Hilbert in a 1 versus 4. Now it's gonna be WV Tech's turn to win the 1 versus 4. And it's gonna be Bayer with the pistol on the staircase, able to shut them down and bring Marietta into a tied game 1-1. Okay, so we're gonna be going into the third round. Marietta finding a nice equalizer in the series. Well, I guess really in the first game. Forgot that Rainbow Six was kind of like a series of the game. But so far, it's looking pretty good for them. It just seems like that first round, maybe a little bit nervous. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. And we actually did have Birdo also get picked off a little bit earlier in that second round. So potentially that also being evidence of something like that happening. And it actually does look like, I think most of our cameras are working here. We got Bayer, Nihil's not gonna... Okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to show his picture.
Yeah. So, now we're actually going to be focusing on the game. Now I'm realizing my 8 key is now broken for some reason. Sorry guys, we're not going to have a Pelican POV. I'm going to have to fix that later. Or something like that. But that's okay, I'll figure it out. And we're going to be loading into the third game here. And I'm excited to see what they can do. Okay, it just started working again. Oh, it's because Pelican's drone was gone. I'm actually not used to Rainbow Six. Alright, as we're going to be starting into the gamer, we're going to have Birdo on Ram. I think he actually played that last round, but I was too distracted to notice. So he can place down a... I guess it's technically a drone, and it just runs through everything. It goes through walls, it'll go through like any utility, it goes crazy. We're going to see Pelican get the hard breach charge on Thermite, but it's actually going to be denied by the bandit trick there on the wall. Looks like they might actually try to redo it. No, they're going to back up. They're going to maybe go for the hard breach on the other wall. Meanwhile, we got Nihil. Actually, this is incredible. He's using the IQ utility to note where all of the gadgets are for WV Tech, so that'll help Marietta a lot when they try to go for a play on the map here. Nihil making sure his surroundings are clear before he's going to go in for the roam. Bayer by his side, they're going to run in, breaking some, I think that was a camera as they go in, and they're going to be walking down here as the rest of the team on the lower floor. Pelican, Birdo, and OPNE is all together. Meanwhile, Nihil is going to be coming down for the flank angle. He might be able to find one here. That wall is open to a foot peek, and they are going to get noted by, I believe that was the Malusi utility. They're going to be backing up. Birdo actually takes some damage from the Maestro camera. He can shoot lasers. Rounds so far looking pretty slow. Mare's trying to get a pick or maybe get a little bit of foothold on the map before they go in. Pelican does fall. That's going to be Marietta starting down. Once again, I'll drop in the diffuser as well. Birdo falls, and now I think OPNE is going to have to be the one to try and retrieve this. He might be going into a peek though. So far, he's going to be waiting for the rest of his team, looks like, using some utility to note where they are as they're going to try and push down the staircase. OPNE's trying to hold the entryway. And right as I swap off them, they're actually going to die. OP&E's firing some shots off of it. Not gonna find anything though. Now Bayer alone. Nihil died by his side. He takes down one. Almost. A little bit of damage traded. See if you might try again. He's getting peeked from multiple angles, not able to find one. Now he's going to be taken down as OP&E is going to try and find the trade, not able to get it through. A lot of damage done though. He's getting shot by the lasers. He's going to find another one, but he's not able to kill him. Almost from Marietta. It felt like they had it just until Pelican died there on the thermite. Really got caught off guard there, especially since he had the diffuser. All his OP&Es had to be there to pick it up. And then they had to try and regroup after that, make a play on the staircase, but it just didn't work out in the end. I don't think it was a bad idea. I mean, OP&Es had the peak on it, and just execution didn't work out for them. And that will be Marietta going down 2-1. Still definitely not unwinnable as they're actually going to see the Ram ban, so unfortunately Berto will not be able to play that anymore. Maybe he enjoyed his time on Ram, even though it was only like 1 or 2 rounds. And it's looking like WVU Tech's going to go for a similar strategy. Although there's actually going to be a Capcan ban, and I think they did play that on one of the other rounds, so potentially messing with their lineup a little bit. It's X and C here. I don't remember how to operate this, so I'll actually look a little bit about how they're setting up the map here. Obviously we're going to have reinforcements on those outside walls. Those are going to be probably a big point of contention because you're basically opening up an entire like doorway into the map from that side. So we'll see if the bandit is going to want to try and defend that actively. It seems like he's just going to place the car batteries on that reinforced wall. That will electrocute it, so the Thatcher utility is going to have to be invested if Marietta wants to break open that wall. And we're also going to see the reinforcements on that garage door there. I think those are reinforcements. And yeah, there's going to be the car batteries also going down on that door there. So certainly WV Tech does not want those walls to be opened up too much. As we're going to be starting into the rounds here, I'm going to make sure that we have everything lined up. And we're going to see the Thatcher utility go out once again to clear the electrocution before the breach charge goes off. Here it comes, it's down, and Air's going to try and get some space on the rest of the map as well. OP&Es using his drone to get a little bit of vision on where people might be. Noting a couple people. He's going to try and keep his drone safe though. Thatcher used again to open up another wall. Marietta getting a lot of openings. We'll see how they decide to play around them. Pelican taking the peak, not going to be able to find anything though. And round's going to slow down a little bit. Bayer trying to use his glass utility. You can see through smokes with the scope on his gun. And certainly WV Tech's going to want to respect that. Still on the peak, Pelican working together with, I believe, those OP&Es there. The Bayer on the other side with Nihil, shots fired, not able to find one. They're actually looking at different angles, I didn't expect that. And Nihil's going to back up to reload. Bayer's still holding the other angle. And it's looking like the defenders are going to try and deactivate the Dokubi utility. Actually going to walk up here, Pelican finds one, Bayer finds another. I swap off of him, 3 versus 3, a bunch of kills come out, and now it's all equalized. Berto, OP&Es, and Pelican, it's all down to them. Shots fired, not able to find one yet. Everyone's going to back up temporarily. Pelican finds another one, 2 versus 3, double kill for him. Fenrir utility goes out. They're going to have to play a little bit safe. Another one falls for Marietta. It's a 2 versus 2. This game's back and forth. I'm not sure who's going to win, but Berto wants to say something about it. He's going to walk up to a crossfire. Pelican going to try and play safe in the corner. And unfortunately, Berto does get taken out. It's now 2 versus 1. Pelican's going to have to get a quadra kill if he's going to try. He's going to want to save this. Maybe walking up, going for an alternative angle. Where his teammate died from, takes the peek. A little bit of damage traded. No kill comes out though. Tries to pre-fire it, not able to find it. The Valkyrie's just jiggling at the peak. Right now, Pelicans has the diffuser, but he only has 30 seconds to actually get it planted. So he's going to want to try and get the kill, but he gets taken down going to the other side. And it will be Marietta losing another round. It didn't actually look too bad for them. I missed a lot during that round. I'm going to be honest. There was people dying all over the place. I didn't even know when it was going to happen next. But both teams actually looked pretty good up until the end there. Bayer went for a reposition. in that 2v2, and he did lose the battle on the peak, so it's really just what it came down to in the very end. I think maybe Nihil and I think it was Bayer. Actually, I think it was Birdo maybe who was taking the reposition peak. My memory's not that good, guys. I'm sorry. But I believe it was actually Nihil and Bayer who were playing together, and then they both died at the same time. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but they were certainly caught off guard. But we're going to see a little bit of a different strategy come out from WVU Tech here. The Goyo, I'm not sure if they played that in the other games, and they're also going to have the Solosis coming out. So Solosis has these visors, which I think can see enemy electronics, kind of like IQ. I could be wrong on Solosis, but one I do know for sure is the Goya. You just saw him place his utility there, so if that barricade gets destroyed or that thing you place gets shot, it'll basically make a bunch of fire on the ground around it. So very powerful for holding space against the attackers as they try to come in. And we're going to get switched over to Marietta POV as they're going to try to get their setup going. And they're actually not going to be running Thatcher this time, so Pelican on the Habana might have a little bit harder time finding the hard breaches. And taking the peek here, Bayer not finding anything initially. He did take a little bit of damage, I'm not sure what from. We'll see that Goyo utility go off as he destroys the barricades. And Opini's holding the other side, not going to see anything as well. And they're trying to deny as much vision on the map as possible, as Nihil's going to be walking up into sight here. Drone going out to get useful information for him. And they're going to breach that unreinforced wall. Walking up, Pelican's actually going first here. Actually does a lot of damage. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Bayer's getting some kills. I'm just going to slow down just a little bit. The defender is actually going to rotate. It's going to be interesting to see how Pelican actually decides to take this. He's running up. He's going to actually place a hard defuse. He doesn't know that one behind him. Niall's covering his back though and gets the kill. 3 versus 4 now. Marietta in the driver's seat. Pelican taking shots, but he finds the kill first. 2 versus 4 now. Marietta, they don't want to lose this one now. Shots fired. He's not even looking at him. OPDs gets the kill. And now it's a 1 versus 4. Once again in this game, lots of 1v4s happening. As Marietta's looking to take the last kill, Opinies finds it with a nice headshot. And that'll be Marietta winning it, almost flawless. They looked very, very composed after they got that initial hold. I think the main thing that came down to was you saw how, I keep forgetting their name. We saw how WVU Tech actually did not have a lot of reinforcements down, and even more crucially, a lot of their bandit utility to electrify the walls was not down. So I'm not sure if it got destroyed or it just wasn't placed, because we saw earlier how they were saving the bandit utility to have the bandit on the wall and then they can place it. That way it doesn't get disabled by Thatcher and then they can stop it when it's getting placed. But what happened, I think, was Marietta not playing Thatcher completely threw off WVU Tech, and they just didn't know how to deal with it. And with the double soft breach of Sledge and Ash, it dealt a lot of damage to their defense. But we're going to be going into another round now. And Marietta is still technically losing 3-2, but being on attack, it is good just to get rounds in general, because it's typically harder when you're on attack compared to on defense. So you want to see them. Every round here is like a small victory in itself. So we're going to get started now. A little bit of setup being done. And I'm actually curious to see if WVU Tech maybe plays this a little bit differently. I'm not sure if roaming is a good strategy. Nihil almost getting taken down there. And I'm assuming the defender's not going to re-peek that. Nihil's going to use his drone for some information there. And they're going to try and go for this breach here with the EMP grenade. I'm not even sure what just got thrown there. It was not a Thatcher. Anyways, the bandit getting the bandit trick, able to stop that hard breach from going off, and that's what I was talking about before. The bandit's still playing around that area. We'll see if Marietta's going to find anything there. But on the other side of the map, we got Nihil and Bayer running around. Bayer firing some shots. I guessing he saw somebody. Usually you don't shoot for no reason. Maybe he's shooting a camera there. Nihel on his tail, gonna try and follow him as Berto actually gets taken down. And we see Nitro Cell go off. Not gonna find anything there, I don't think. And a bit more utility use, so I believe that was an Echo drone utility there. Yep, and it actually did hit Nihil, so there's a little, it's like a little like aerial drone that Echo has, and it can shoot concussion bolts at you, so that's what happened to Nihil there. But we'll see how Marietta tries to compose themselves, as they are down one member. OPN is running around the other side, he's gonna go up. Maybe Marietta looking for a completely different angle here, all grouping up around where Bayer and Nihil are. And Nihil actually is going to be taken down, 5 versus 3 now. Marietta's running out of time, and they're running out of players as well. It's going to be down to just OPNs and Pelican, and Bayer does fall. And the Maestro camera being annoying as always. Pelican trying to get taken down. He's going to run away. Him and OPNs are gonna have to play this pretty much perfectly if they want to win this round. They not only are down players, but they also have pretty much no space on the map other than just this little section on the upper floor. OPNs is gonna note somebody shooting around him. Pelican using his drone to get some vision and hopefully get a little bit more space on the map. OPNs and Pelican playing around it. And unfortunately Pelican will get taken down on the peak. OPNs trying to follow. Takes a lot of damage, he's not dead yet. Technically it's still possible, 5 versus 1. Okay, the Echo utility comes out. Now it's looking a little bit doomed, as the defenders probably are going to run him down. There it is. And that will be a flawless for WVU Tech. Marietta really just were not able to do much of anything that round. After the first death, they decided to play around Nihil and Bayer, but after Nihil died, it feels like the attack just kind of died where it stood. There wasn't much the other 3 players could do because they didn't really force much out of WVU Tech in terms of repositioning or putting pressure on other parts of the map first. So bit of a tough draw for them, as they're going to be going over to defense now. Hopefully a little bit more comfortable on this side. They're down 4-2, but they can definitely still come back here, as we're going to see a couple of different bans come out. Mira and Ace once again. The Azami also a repeat ban, but the Deimos a new one, so potentially Marietta scouting that out on the WVU Tech side. Not too sure, but we'll see how it actually impacts the game, as looking like WVU Tech's going to have a bit of a different attacking strategy than we did here, as we're going to be starting into the prep phase. We got people running around all over the place getting the reinforcements down, and we're going to see Pelican on the Bandit. I'm guessing he's just really good on this map. I think he's really good, like, in general. You need to be able to deny hard breaches from going off, and Bandit's pretty good at doing that. And he also has presence all around the map with his utility, so a lot of uses coming out from him. And Berto on the Fenrir here is going to be interesting. So this is, I would call it a trap operator. He can place down these little, I guess they're technically grenades that you can remotely detonate, and I think it blinds anyone that it hits on the enemy team, so see how they decide to play around that. Nihil on the Valkyrie here, he's got a couple extra cameras that he can place down. He's already placed all of them, so we won't see it initially, but he's going to take an angle here to look at his cameras that he placed. Maybe get some information on where the enemy is going to be attacking from. Doesn't see anything yet. OPNs on the Jaeger. He can place down a little turret that will shoot any throwable utility that gets within range. So it's pretty good at denying flashes or frag grenades, stuff like that. And Pelican on the upper floor here is running around trying to check if anyone is on this floor with them, but I can't see anything initially. Repositioning with the rest of his team. Nihil on the room on the lower floor. We'll see how that goes. Now, Maria's just waiting for WVU Tech to make their move. OPNs with a nice catch on the shield operator there. It's actually pretty huge for them, as I'm guessing WVU Tech was looking to make use of that to get onto the site. Speaking of which, Nihil finding another one. Marietta now 3 versus 5. The roam strategy has gone very well so far. And round is going to slow down a little bit just because not too much to look at. I'm not even sure who was getting shot at there. I want to say it was Pelican. I'm not even sure. Might as well just look at Niles, swap through these cameras. Doesn't see anything. And Bayer actually noting that one's probably going to be walking in here. He's going to turn and take the peek. His teammates with him. Shots fired. Not able to find it yet though. Still holding it. Takes some damage, but Bayer's not able to find the kill. And it's going to be pretty dang hard for WVU Tech to actually get on site with a man disadvantage. And once again, they really didn't get any space on the map because the kills that came out were from roams. Berto trying to look for someone's feet here, not seeing anything. Unfortunately in time. Fire trying to play it safe. OPNs gets taken down though. 3 versus 4. WVU Tech might be making a comeback. Berto's gonna change that maybe. Pixel peek. He's not aware. Pelican finds one. 2 versus 3. Trying to not lose the man advantage that they have. Fire on the swing. Might get timing, or he might get a timing on the enemy. Be sure what's gonna happen. He's got his teammate with him though. I on the other side trying to hold the staircase. Tries to take the swing, doesn't find anything, and Bayer actually finds it when I swap off of him. But other enemy is here, so he's gonna be looking for it, and he does find it. And they will be winning that 7th round. Pretty good stuff from them all around. Just at the end there, OPNs did get caught. Not that big of a deal though, as we're gonna be moving into 4-3. Still down, but we got a lot of rounds on defense left. And really the roams from Marietta was what made that match, or that round, so winnable for them. I mean, we saw the shield operator go down very early, thanks to the OPNs roam, and then my home roam as well, I think a free kill. So big things from them, getting them with the early advantage, and denying pretty much all the utility usage from those operators. As we're going to be going into the next round here, we're in the basement of the lab. There's some spooky things going on down here. Hopefully nothing bad from Marietta though. I'm guessing that we're going to be going for a similar roaming strategy. We got Bayer up here, I think reinforcing the hatches. And last time we saw Nihal on the roam, he is playing Legion, so Legion does usually roam, so I'm expecting him to roam. He can place little invisible trip mines on the ground. If you step on it, you'll get a little thorn in your foot. You have to take it out eventually, otherwise it'll just slowly take away your HP. And OPNs here on the Mozzie, kind of like mute, but he can place down, I guess they're little like swarms of drones. And if a enemy drone gets near it, it'll get taken over by him, and he can use it. So, bit of an interesting operator to look at. And we got Bayer on Solosis with that visor, and Berto on the Turbaro here. I think we just saw his utility get used actually. I think he can use it to stop hard breaches. Well, that's what it looked like just happened. But I think usually it's used to slow people down. It's like a giant frost area that he can place. And DT is going to use it there to deny the hard breach. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Nihil getting a kill. He's actually walking up still, dodging the flash. He's putting a lot of pressure on the last player in here, this Ram. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Thrown from the Mozzie. OPN is actually getting a lot of value there, calming that the enemy is going to be near that window. Not sure if they're going to walk back though. And Pelican's still trying to deny this. The hard breach will go off. He's gonna have to back up now. And Berto's gonna try and hold this with his nitro cell. Gonna put a lot of pressure on them trying to enter. OPN is pinging where everyone is on his drone. But he's still Nihil on this peak. Will he find one? Not able to find it, just barely. He already got one for his team though. Right now it just comes down to the rest of the team doing what they need to. Bayer finding one. He's trapped though. Will he be able to get the kill and make it out? He takes a swing, not able to find it. Pelican falls on the other side of the map. 3 versus 4 now. Berto trying to get a kill himself, not able to find anything. Arm will slow down just a little bit. Drone will come out from the enemy. OPNs try and help his teammate here. Berto is in a little bit of a predicament, but Nihil maybe in a little bit more of one. OPNs does find one. 2 versus 3. Once again, kills are going all over, back and forth. Berto on the peak. It's looking like it's going to be all down to him though. Rest of the team trying to help him. OPNs from above. The angle wasn't expected before. Will it be unexpected again? I don't think so. Really reinforcing Berto on this peak. Then they work together. Not able to find it though. 1 versus 2 now. getting a little bit closer, but at the very least, last player from WVU Tech here is damaged quite a bit. Opening is trying to find the peak, just barely out of reach. And Enemy's gonna try and play it safe. Shots fired, denying it a little bit. Diffuser picked up, shots still fired from above, and Bayer actually will come down to clean up the kill. Just barely able to see that. We actually will get the final kill cam there. Very good stuff for Marietta. Accurately noting, most importantly, where WVU Tech were coming from, and having at least 2 players on that angle pretty much at all times really shut down any chance they had at getting on site. And you saw at the end there, in that 1 versus 2, Salad was super pressured, like he didn't want to just walk in because he was very suspicious that there's multiple people on site, so he was looking for that pick to try and go in. Not able to find it, and Bayer and OPNs working together in the end to get the round win. And we're going to be bringing it to 4-4 now. Looking pretty good for Marietta so far. Pretty sure they're undefeated on defense, so it's looking good. Going to be on one of the upper floors now, getting their setup down. OPN's on a Mozzie once again. I think it worked well. Got a lot of value out of that. We're going to have Birdo on the Goyo, who we saw earlier. Pelican on the Maestro, who we also saw earlier. I know Pelican likes playing that operator, or at least I think he does. I could be totally lying. Nihil, he can throw concussive trip mines around. They stick to walls. I think they stick to everything actually, so you're gonna get some unexpected angles with those. And we're gonna have the Solosis come out once again. And as we actually get into the round, I'm actually kind of curious how they're gonna be playing this. So WVU Tech has been running a lot of shield operators, but I think the shield operators have actually been dying pretty early. Usually what you'll see is the shield operator will go in and he'll just kind of sit there. He'll just kind of sit there and look at them. And what they're trying to do is put pressure on one side of the map that basically forces one of the defenders or multiple to look in that area just in case WVU Tech is looking to push from there. Or they at least need to deny the shield operator from just taking all the space. Meanwhile, some shots are fired through the wall here. OPN's hiding in the corner. He's actually going to swing, try and get something through the wall. Not able to find it though. He actually might be trapped here. He's going to throw the Nitro Assault. Won't find anybody. It takes one down to a lot of damage, but it will be going down. And that is just a little bit of damage on the Blackbeard as they are going to think through the wall, through that peak. Byron able to find one. He's going to have to reposition. Nihil behind him, trying to support him. They're going to trade spots here.
Cover me.
And Marietta is just going to be straight up down a player here. That shield operator is still going to be alive as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play. Frag Grenade goes out, doesn't find anything. Does clear the corner for the shield operator to walk up with the rest of his team. Nihil trying to get something. And Bayer's actually with a nice cross peek here, so potentially Bayer able to do something. Flash does go out, multiple flashes actually, and it will find one. Bayer with the flank does get one, gets two. It's huge for him. He's gonna walk out. Will he get another one? Shots fired. He does get him with a knife kill, triple kill, and out of the sudden, Marietta pulls out with a round win. Out of nowhere, Pelican, Bayer capitalizing off Nihil's distraction and finding them all. That was insane. A huge teamwork for Marietta to win that round. I'm sure there was tons of comms coming out from them on how they really wanted to play that. Bayer being in that corner caught them off guard so hard. I think Pelican actually came from a completely different angle, so it really split up WVU Tech's positioning and where they wanted to look at. They had no idea where they were getting shot from, and they just got mowed down. And a nice little knife kill to, well, I guess a knife finish. It wasn't really a knife kill. Although he did, you know, technically get the kill with the knife, but nice little play from Marietta there to win that round. And I'm actually gonna grab some water real quick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Okay, I got my water bottle now. We should be good as we're gonna be starting the prep phase of this 10th round. Looking like it's going to be quite a long series. Hopefully Marietta can just win the next couple rounds here and bring it home, but so far the operators are looking pretty similar. I don't blame them. It's been working pretty well for them. Main thing is we're not going to have OPNs on the Mozzie this time, so trying to switch it up a little bit with the Jaeger coming out.
before insertion.
Deploying ADS.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah. Okay, so as we actually started the game here,
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
I still think the shield operators are not really working out for WVU Tech, but they have not changed it, so it must be really just the main thing they know how to do. They must have some kind of set play, or maybe that's just like what they practice with one person on the shield operator, but so far I don't think it's found too much value. I mean, to be fair, some of that has just been the roams coming out, as Opinies is going to take a little bit of damage, getting punished for his roam this time, not rewarded. He's going to back up and just look at cameras for his team. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is holding their areas. And up on the upper floor here, Pelican's going to have to try and hit this bandit trick. Will he find it? Not able to. He's going to have to run back. And that will be one of the walls down. He's going to try and get the rest of his utility down while he can. He's going to have to now hold the angle. Meanwhile, OP's getting smoked out. They really want to get him. Shots fired. There's a shield operator in there. Nitrocell doesn't find anything. And they're going to back up a little bit here. Playing together, Nihil and OPNs are trying to find something. Or at least denying the space from the shield operator, but they're not going to be able to find the kill probably. As on the rest of the map, again, like WVU Tech is actually going to look for the play there. Pelican on this angle through the wall. I'm not sure if they're going to expect this. Shots fired. They did expect it. Pelican pre-fired. He's going to have to back up now. Damage taken. He's not dead yet though. And everyone's going to be repositioning. Got to get a little bit closer to the site. Nihil's walking around. OPNs also maybe taking a little bit more of an aggressive angle. He's got Nihil with him though. Be running around. Pelican shots fired on the shield operator. There's another player there too. Berto will find one though. All of a sudden, he is also getting taken down. Shield operator. Now it's a 4 versus 3. Berto does get taken down. He did a lot for his team, but he's not going to be able to do any more. And now it's all down to Nihil, 4 versus 1. Once again, a wild swing of events this game. Been all over the place. Nihil holding the peak, trying to get one. Before he converts to the rest, 3 versus 1. Patience rewards him. Diffuser will be planted now though, and it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to watch a lot of angles to be able to get on the site. Things come out, he's going to take the peek and he's not able to find the kill. Unfortunately, losing that round, I think it really just came down to the amount of pressure that WVU Tech has. And sometimes the roam doesn't really work out because Opinies and Nihil weren't really on the site. They weren't able to help their teammates as they're getting pushed. They had to come in near the end and they actually did get taken out from that pressure. I think it was just too much for them to handle. But Marietta still not looking too bad for them. It's tied up. So I think what's going to happen here is if one of these teams wants to win like immediately, I guess you would say, they have to win the next 2 rounds. If either team loses one of the next rounds here, then we're guaranteed going to be going to overtime. What will happen is if it's if one team gets to 6, they need to win the next round. If they win and then they lose the next round, so that would bring them to 6-6, and then that would be an overtime. So you have to win by 2. So the rounds could keep coming after that. So we'll see what happens. Might as well not talk about it too much. It's not going to happen. But we're going to see the Legion come out once again from Nihil, roaming around on this upper floor. I'm actually able to find one early. Shots fired. If you might actually see something here. He's going to burn on some utility. Drone is going to spot him though, so he's going to have to be a little bit safe. Back up a bit. He's actually still playing the corner, maybe try and catch somebody off guard. And the defender's actually going to rotate away. Opini's on the camera, not seeing anything. This time he's on the Valkyrie. Pelican running away. He's going to try and guard this other entryway here. And this double setup from the Bandit and the Kubero here is actually pretty interesting because you basically have 2 ways to deny the hard breach from coming out. As we're going to see Nihil on this upper floor still. Not finding much impact yet. And Birdo and Pelican are still trying to deny the entry from the enemy team here. Can they hold off WVU Tech for long enough? Time actually does become a problem. We've seen it in the past, especially for the attackers. They have to do something eventually, otherwise they're just gonna lose. You have to get the diffuser down for the timer to start ticking for the defending side, and that'll actually be Bayer going down. Marietta at a man disadvantage once again. Nihil on this upper floor. He's gonna get pushed out. He's gonna have to reposition. One above him. He catches them out though. 4 versus 4. Nihil with the equalizer. Gonna reposition with OP knees. Meanwhile, Pelican on site is gonna be taking a lot of damage. Birdo's got his back though with the Nitro Cell kill. Now a 2 versus 4 thanks to OP knees. Probably taking a node, and Pelican finds another Nitro Cell. What is happening? Everyone's getting blown up. And the fuse utility will be going down. Trying to find something. Not going to be able to do anything yet though. OP knees running around. He's going to be looking for the kill. Pelican trying to find something through the floor. OP knees has the peak. Will be able to get the kill. He's swinging around the box. Pistol comes out. Who's going to take it? And OP knees will. A little sloppy, but he gets it done in the end. And that will be Marietta winning in that round. So this is pretty clutch. If they win this next round, they will be winning this first game in the series. If they lose, then WVU Tech is going to have to win another, they're going to have to win 3 in a row basically to win like guaranteed. But it could go back and forth. Like I said, you have to win by 2. So we'll see what actually happens as we get started with the game here. Loading into the prep phase.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I think Marietta is playing pretty well so far. I think especially that 2-barrel bandit combo is really, really good at denying the hard breach coming out. And that hard breach is so crucial for getting pressure around the map. If you don't get that hard breach off, all of a sudden you're constricted to like doorways and maybe some like vertical plays looking through hatches and stuff like that. But it severely limits your options and you have a lot less pressure on the map as an attacker if you do not get those hard breaches off. So pretty clutch from Marietta to stop them now. Or stop them now, but also if they can stop them. If they can stop them now, it's clutch. But also them stopping it before was clutch. But we are going to see Pelican on the bandit here, trying to deny it once again. And I believe this is a Rooney who can place these little laser I don't know, meshes on the doorway, and if anything gets thrown into it, it'll get destroyed. That will also deactivate the laser wall for a little bit, as it's actually started out a little bit slower. I thought something was about to happen, but it's not actually about to happen. I held with a little peek through the window there, not going to find anything. And him on Vigil, he's going to be playing stealthy here. His ability is that he can go invisible from cameras of the enemy team, so he's using that to sneak around here. Looking for that roam angle, maybe get a pick before the round really gets set up for the attackers. Right now, nothing much happening. I think WVU Tech is actually going to go for a very calculated play. They're looking for something very specific on the map. Opini is holding this peak. I don't know if he knows there might be someone coming up from the other side. No, okay. He's actually got his teammate with him there, so he should be safe. And the rest of the map, we're not really seeing anything. But there's a swap to him. Birdo gets a nice kill from the upper floor there, looking down. And he's going to try and help support Pelican on denying this hard breach. He will actually deny it for now. Well, on the rest of the map, I'm swapping to the first on the cameras. And a little bit of an overhead view there. And the round's going to slow down just a little bit off that. And once again, the shield operator is going to be killed early into the round before he can really do anything. So I think that's really, really important. The shield operator is usually the one that's just going to be walking in there and trying to take a lot of the pressure themselves. Maybe try and play as a wall for their teammates. And the fact that he's not able to do that makes it pretty hard for WVU Tech to get anything started. OPN's noting where literally all of them are. Nihil does get taken down though. Fire on the Solosis. He's going to be looking for something. Walking around, potentially getting noted by the attackers, but I'm not so sure. The breaches are going to be coming out. Bayer on the swing, not able to find anything. He's going to back up. Pelican on the other side, trying to hold this hard breached wall.
Reloading mag.
Shots fired, reloading, not able to find anything. Trying to hold this spot as long as he possibly can. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. The WVU Tech's gonna have to make a play soon. They're coming Bayer's way. Flash comes out. He's fully blinded. Will he still be able to get the kill? Birdo trying to deny something, but he gets taken down in the process. Bayer still on the peak. Another one gets taken down from it. Pelican falling. Bayer will he be able to get a play off his dead teammates? He won't be able to find it. Now it's on to OP knees. Nitro Cell comes out. He will get the kill, but it's going to be clutch from him if he can do this. He's going to have to kill the diffuser somehow, but he's not able to. And that will be Marietta losing the round. And that'll bring us to 6-6. So I believe now we're going to be going to an overtime. So you have to win by 2 here, and bans are going to be restored. I actually didn't know that was a thing, so I'm guessing we're going to get new bans to go into this, or no, it's actually going to be the same bans. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, I don't think it's going to matter because I think they're going to go for the same bans before, but the Mozzie ban coming out, I think I actually didn't notice that before, but OP's not able to play that Mozzie. I think it looked pretty good on it, so reasonable response from WVU Tech.
Defenders, protect your bombs from
And
being
we're going to be
defused by
going
attackers.
into the, 13th round? I'm wondering if this whole series is going to be this long, but we'll find out. OP's on the Valkyrie. We'll see if we can actually watch him place one of these cameras so you can see what it looks like. But it looks just like any other camera. It's kind of just like a little ball looking thing. You can throw it on any surface, and we actually see one getting thrown there. And he and his teammates will actually be able to use that, I think. I'm looking around. Meanwhile, on other parts of the map, Nihil going to be roaming once again on that Legion. And that last round, I mean, it looked pretty good for Marietta. Like I said, they killed that shield operator early, but towards the end, when it really came down to it, I think they all tried looking at that one peak. It's pretty obvious that WVU Tech was going to be looking at that peak, but because Marietta all shifted towards it, they just didn't have the aim to hold it, and that caused them all to die, and then they lost the round with the time pressure on WVU Tech. Potentially they would have just given up that one doorway and maybe looked for something else, but I'm not too sure. Bayer on the clutch play also could have happened, and not being revealed immediately was pretty big. We're going to see a Tubaro Bandit combo come out. Pelican gonna have to reposition, and they're actually playing crisscross applesauce here. Tubaro and Pelican trying to get the most out of the utility, and this is looking like it's gonna be denied, at least for now. That's so big for Marietta if they can deny it. And he does find the bandit trick. Nice job from Pelican there. Denying as much as he possibly can. Is there anything else going on the rest of the map? We got OP's taking a peek. Not too much happening. Nobody's really moving. Really, all the action is just on Pelican and Birdo here. Holding down the reinforcements. Yeah, still really not that much going on. OP's checking his cameras. Not really seeing too much. He actually will ping one, but I think it's just Pelican finding a peek on this floor. I don't think too much is going to come from it just yet, though. I think really, if anyone's going to see anybody, it's probably going to be Nihil or Pelican. Just because Pelican's playing on site in a pretty aggressive angle here on this, I think that's a window. And Nihil on the roam, but OP's, I'm actually wrong, is able to, does get taken down there. Nihil going to have to reposition, not able to get the kill.
I'm reloading.
Although there is a couple of members on WVU Tech low here, so it's not too bad for Marietta. They at least did get a little bit out of it. Fire breaching that hatch here, gonna put some pressure on the enemies below. Nihil with his teammates now. Gonna throw some utility and play in the corner. Pelican with a pistol. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to do anything. Walking up to the peak here, he tries to pre-fire, not able to find anything. Nihil gets taken down as well, trying to find something. Nomad utility goes off on Bayer, he's noted, and he's gonna have to back up a bit here, making sure he's not getting flanked. Going back to watch that angle. Bird on the other side, he will find one. That's pretty clutch. 4 versus 2. Marietta might try to make a comeback, but it's looking a little bit iffy now. 4 versus 1. Bayer not on site. He's gonna hit with Dokkaebi utility. I think they know exactly where he is. They're looking at the peak and they will find him. And that will be WVU Tech up 2 wins now. If they do win one more, they will win this game, but Marietta can still come back. Now it's their turn to win 3 in a row. They're going to be on attacking side as well. So hopefully they have a pretty good strategy. Like I said before, the attack side is a little bit harder. Maybe a little bit's a bit of an understatement. But Marietta did win a good amount of attacking rounds earlier, so it's definitely doable for them. And really the last couple of rounds, it feels like at the very end, Marietta's just not able to clutch it out. The beginning of the round, and maybe the middle of the round, it looks pretty good, but in the end, I think they just don't have the right, setup to actually win it in the end, and sometimes the aim, the execution is not really there. But we'll see if any of that changes as we're going to be going into the 14th round. And there's going to be the bandit coming out, as well as the maestro, the mute, the castle, the fenrir. We've seen it all before. And we'll see how it plays on this map for however many times it's been now.
5 seconds left.
Everyone's going to be running on game setup. The main thing I'm noticing is that WVU Tech likes playing mute, and Marietta doesn't really play mute that much. They'd rather have like a Valkyrie or a Mozzie, so I think that's kind of just an interesting stylistic choice. I would say mute is probably, no offense, like a little bit less skillful, and all you gotta do is place the jammer down and make sure that you don't place it somewhere it can get easily destroyed. With Valkyrie and Mozzie, you're looking for impactful camera placements, and Mozzie, if you can steal drones, I mean, that's huge. Like, you get a lot of information out of that. And we're gonna try and get the heartbeat off. It does look like it's gonna go off. Once again, finding it, Pelican and Berto working together. That's good for them. On the other side of the map, Bayer making some noise, opening up a peek on the wall. Can actually reposition here. And they're actually going to be all working together, trying to take a more unified approach to their attack. Fire's not going to see anything immediately though. Drone not finding it too much on its own. And there will be a Claymore placed, although I'm not sure if it's going to make an impact. I think he's looking for a very specific strategy here. I'm not sure what he's going for. Fire on this peak though. There's people all around him. He just barely isn't able to see him. It's a little bit unfortunate for him. He actually barely does see it there. He's not able to find the shots. Shots fired back as well. Not anything connecting. And Pelican actually will get taken down. While I'm not looking at him, Niall getting chunked by the laser. He's going to have to reposition. Did see an enemy though. Berto gets taken down as well. And now Bayer falling as well. 5 versus 2. Marietta is going to have to come up with something crazy if they want to win this. That did it in their last match. Will they be able to do it this time? 2 versus 5 now. On attack. Last time they were on defense. Nihil pushing up. WVU Tech's going to be playing it safe here, I think. They're not going to want to risk anything. Nihil gets a kill. Takes a lot of damage though. The start. 4 versus 2 still. And it will be Dokubi still alive, able to get some value out of that utility. Nihil taking the earlier peaks. Camera will be there, and it is going to get information on where Nihil is, as he's going to be walking up. Going to be a little bit more dangerous for him. Taking the peak, trying to pre-fire it. He's low, so you can't take too many risks on having to have good reaction time. Your drone comes out! Not able to get the kill. Hiding in the corner. And now it's all down to OP knees. He's coming around the other side. Got to do something crazy here. He's only got 15 seconds to do it. Gonna be looking through a peek through the wall. He's gonna take it. Motion sensor goes off. He finds one. Will he be able to find another? He only has a couple seconds left on the clock, and he's gonna have to re-peek it. Not able to. He gets taken down. And that will be Marietta losing their first game in the series. Although it was a pretty close series. I mean, you can see it went to overtime, and Marietta was actually just on the edge of winning there. If I remember correctly, the score here is, it's actually 8-6, I forgot because it's overtime. But it was just so close from them, and they just needed like a little bit more in the tank to be able to like come out and win it in the end. I definitely don't think it was a bad showing from them. There were a couple rounds that looked pretty rough, but overall, I mean, there's definitely a good chance for them to win this still. And the score just played it itself. Okay. All right, I'll fix that right here. But that is going to be Marietta, and I put in the wrong score. All right. That will be Marietta losing the first game in the series. But that's okay. We still got 2 more games left on Clubhouse and Chalet. And once again, Marietta does need to win this to basically guarantee their playoff as well as winning the next one. So we really want to see them win this match. I think they have what it takes to do it. Just comes down to the last couple moments in a couple of those rounds. And I think Marietta had it in the bag really just at the very clutch, like very end. Is when WVU Tech really shined, I guess is what you could say, in winning those last couple of games to close out the series close out the game in overtime. So we're gonna be back in a little bit on Clubhouse. I'm not sure if we're attacking first or we're defending, but we'll find out. Hopefully Marietta is able to win that and bring it into a reverse sweep win when we come back. Alright everybody, welcome back to the stream. We are just now getting into the second game on Clubhouse, and we actually are going to be starting on defense this time, I think. It's looking like we're on defense at least. So we're going to get swapped over to the band screen so you guys can actually see what's going on here as the game finally gets underway. So as a reminder, Marietta is currently down 1-0, so we're looking to win the next 2 games here to win the series. Last game was very close, a 6-8 loss for Marietta, and they were actually in a winning position. I believe it was, I could be wrong, they were the first to 6, I'm pretty sure, so they really just needed to win that last game. They weren't able to do it, but now they're going to look to say something in the last couple rounds of the series, hopefully able to win it out, as we're going to see the Mirror and the Ace Band. Once again, typical things, you might as well just have them permaban at this point, I mean. We're gonna have the Zombie and the Maverick coming out as well. I believe that WVU Tech played Maverick in one of the other games, like the last game, but I don't remember exactly. The important thing is that we're now on Clubhouse instead of Night Haven, and this is actually going to be WVU Tech's pick. So technically, like theoretically, they have like the pick advantage on this map, so we'll see if any of that actually helps them out. But Marietta is going to be starting on defense at the very least, as they're going to get everything set up here. Might as well go to the overhead view. We're going to have the Goyo come out, the Sentry, I think is what it's called, who doesn't really have any special utility. The mute coming out from Birdo, who I was just talking about before. All you gotta do is place those little jammer things on the ground and it'll stop the electronics of the attackers if it goes within the range of the jammer. Right now, Marietta, we're gonna have Nihil on this upper floor once again. OPN is also reinforcing up here. They're actually doing 3 roaming. Oh, they do have a lot of verticality with these hatches opened. So it'll be interesting to see how Marietta actually ends up playing this. Buyer walking down here, so he's able to get anything, as the attackers have yet to actually get into the site. Nihil noting one of the hatches being broken, calling that to his teammate Nihil. Still not finding anything on his own here. Buyer roaming as well, not seeing anything. Round's gonna start a little bit slow. Pretty typical as the attackers try to figure out what they want to do here. That's fire near Birdo, but no kill is going to come out, I don't think. Things are still being set up, although it actually looks like that WVU Tech has a good amount of agency on the map. As wow, what am I talking about? Hoping he just gets a free kill and has to jump out the window, though, barely survives. He might fall to his death. No, he doesn't take fall damage, thankfully. It wasn't far enough, and Opinies barely gets out alive, gets the kill and runs away. Marietta starting it 4 versus 5. Looks like they're seeing with an advantage. Nihil tries to take a risky peek though and gets taken down. Sure, WVU Tech is commenting about all the roams that Marietta likes to do, and now Marietta is going to be on site 4 versus 4. And OPN is so low, it's going to be a little bit dangerous for Marietta. A lot of these peaks near the hatches and through the ceiling here, I think is really what's going to be the main impact on the rest of this round here. As a pick could come from like anywhere, basically anytime. If someone gets near one of those ceiling peaks and they're not aware of it, or they're just not paying attention enough, they'll just get blown up instantly. And that's what Pelican's looking for here, but it looks like everyone is going to back away from the area. Buyer going to be holding around the other side with the room. You guys able to find anything immediately? I don't think so. And Opinies is actually taking damage from the drone there. And I believe Pelican just got a lot of damage down. The Ram coming out is going to do a lot of damage. Opinies gets taken down, but Buyer is able to trade one out. Shots fired from Birdo as well, and Pelican. Birdo gets taken down. And now it's all down to Pelican and Buyer. Pelican defending the site. 3 versus 2. One's down though. Really a 2 versus 2 for now, but Pelican gets taken down. That's probably going to be the revive. Now Buyer's going to have to make a play on his own. against 3 people. He's going to have to drop down. Diffuser still has to be planted. He has a little bit of a time advantage. He's able to stop the defuse from going off. He's walking around his site. Is he able to get the kill? He gets the kill. 2 versus 1. Can he not stop the defuse? Not able to as he gets taken down. WVU attack recognizing they just get the kill. They don't need the defuse. Really came down to the wire there. Fire not ready for the peak to come out that quick. And Marietta will be losing that first round 1-0. Once again, an insanely close round. We've had a lot of rounds that are very close. I mean, there's been some that are like 4-1 and there's one team just gets stomped out, but we've also seen a lot of rounds where it just comes down to the very end and the kills are back and forth. Been a pretty exciting game so far. And I really actually thought Marietta had that in the bag. But then once Pelican died, it was looking pretty rough after that because he was the only one left on site. Him and Bayer, when they were the only 2 left. Bayer on the roam had to get down there and try and stop it. He did almost have a nice play, just wasn't able to get that last kill, and it did swing WVU Tech's way. But it's all in the past now, so we're going to be going into the second round. We're going to be having Birdo on the Frost, placing those traps down. I believe those instantly down you if you step on them, so they're pretty dangerous. Pelican on the Maestro, seen him play it before. We got OPs on the Jaeger. We got Bayer on the Vigil once again, and Nihil on the Melusi. Gonna be placing those slowing, I don't even know what you call them, slowing devices around, and actually opening up some holes here for some utility to be thrown through, I suppose. Pelican getting his cameras down. Still a little bit in the prep phase here as the attackers can't be too close to getting in, and usually these first couple seconds in the round, I mean really like the first like minute and a half is all set up as Maestro is going to be showing out the camera surroundings so you can get a clear picture of everything around him. And there's actually going to be the hard breach coming out. I think that was actually Flores' drone? I think that was the thermite and Flores' drone going off at the same time. As Pelican is going to shoot his teammate a little bit there, not that big of a deal. I believe he was trying to shoot the drone there. Bird on this peak though, not able to find it. And will be Birdo bringing it to 5 versus 4. Fortunately, Marietta falling early once again. Someone's trying to look for an equalizer though, as Pelican's gonna get some damage. Drone camera will get taken down though on the peak. OP knees catches him off guard. Good roam by him, and now 4 versus 4. See what the rest of the team can do. Now on site, and Mary's going to have to be a little bit careful. Pelican's been doing a pretty good job of holding it down, but he's going to want his teammates near him. Pelican firing through the wall. He's not going to be able to find anything immediately. Bayer finds one though, and now they're going to be noting him. He's going to have to walk down the staircase, make sure he's not getting flanked. He's still going to hold this area for his team though. Fragment goes out. Will be able to dodge it. It's rolling down the staircase. He dodges it. Fire goes out as well. And now it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. Nihil waiting for him to run out, and he does get the down, not the kill though. Once again, not able to get the last couple shots there. Bayer finds a kill with a impact grenade. Marietta now up 2 versus 4. It's looking favorable for them. Pelican, he's done playing around with his laser camera. He's gonna get out sight, but he does get taken down through the couch with a wall bang. And now 2 versus 3. Bayer's got a good angle on this hatch here. Instantly fires, not able to find the kill though. At least distract him for a little bit for Nihil to come up, and he gets taken down as well. 2 versus 2, triple kill for Busy, and now Marietta's up against it. Once again, another kill, a quadra kill. Bayer might have something to say about it though. 1 versus 1 now. It all comes down to this. There's only 15 seconds on the clock, so they're either gonna have to get the kill here or get the defuse. Swing comes out, and the pre-fire, and Busy will be actually be getting an ace. It was so close in the end there. Unfortunately, it just came down to the time. I mean, I wonder what Bayer is thinking. I'm guessing he thought he was going to go the other way. And really, I think the pre-fire just came out because there wasn't, I mean, there was like not enough time. I mean, if Bayer wasn't there, he just loses the round because the diffuser's not planted. He would have to force plant the diffuser, and at that point, it's looking pretty cooked for WVU Tech. But
Attackers need to locate
once again, a very back and forth round. Things happen all over the place. Unfortunately, Bayer not able to clutch it on the end. And I think it's really just coming down to those like split-second plays. I mean, we saw Bayer on that hatch peak not able to find one, and that led to a lot of kills going over to WVU Tech, so hopefully able to clean things up a little bit. We're gonna have Pelican on dock this time, so he's able to heal his teammates from a distance. And he can also, I believe, like pick them up if they're down from a distance. He has a little syringe gun that he can shoot. And OP knees on the Jaeger, we've seen him before. Birdo this time on the Bandit. Bayer on the Vigil, and Nighthel on the Valkyrie. We've seen him play it multiple times already. He's going to be roaming, it looks like, once again. Bayer as well going to be on the roam. Of course, that's what Vigils like to do. And we're going to see the Shield Operator come out once again from WVU Tech. They love their Shield Operators, what can I say? This time they're going for a Montaigne. I'm guessing just better for Clubhouse in particular. And the round is actually going to start here, hopefully soon. What I'm hoping to see is Marietta not going down one player super early. What? Oh my god, OP knees is not going to let it happen. He's going to get that kill lead himself. Although he's going to note the show operator on him, so you got to be a little bit careful because usually there's going to be some support coming in. Pelican is with him now, so they have a nice little crossfire going. We'll be playing a little bit safe here. Fire on this upper floor. I don't think that person was actually inside. I got really scared for a second, but he's going to be holding this window peak as the attackers will try and clear it. But OP's taking some shots. He will eventually get taken down there. Pelican trying to play near the bomb site. And looking like Bayer's just going to be holding these peaks. He knows there's a shield operator coming, and he finds the kill from behind. Bayer bringing it to a 2 versus 4 now. Marietta, they don't want to give up their lead once again. Hit them before. Will it bite them again? I certainly hope not. And like Pelican, I'm just going to be staying on site here. Bayer, I think he's pretty close to the same spot. I don't think it's literally the same spot, but it's pretty close. So I can hear vision around him, so he's going to use his ability to reposition here. Gets the peak once again, 1 versus 4. Triple kill for Bayer. He's getting a lot of kills. He's getting detected outdoors, trying to get the last kill. They know where he is. Pelican on the other side of the peak. Nighthel coming around as well. We're just holding. I mean, it's a 1 versus 4. Last player in WV Tech's gonna have to get a crazy kill. They're actually pinging where he is here. There's a shield up, so he cannot shoot him, I think. But the rest of the team is gonna come over. Bayer will fall. Nitro Cell comes out. Will it catch him in? It does. He's trying to run away, but there was no space left. And that will be Marietta evening out the score 1-1. Nice to see they didn't get tilted. Or sorry, it actually is 2-1. I forgot about the first round. So Marietta will still be down, but definitely not out. We're going to go into the second ban here. I wonder if there's anything that's going to be targeted. Can't really think of anything too oppressive. Maybe a vigil ban? Really the only thing I can think of. But I mean, maybe it's just not that strong. Looking like, yep, it will be a vigil ban. And the Brava. To be honest, I don't actually know what Brava does, so that's good for me. I'm guessing Marietta just doesn't want to play into that. I think that was Marietta's ban. Now, I'm not paying enough attention. I'm pretty sure that was Marietta's ban, so I guess they just don't like playing against the operator. I'm pretty sure they have banned it in the past as well, so I don't necessarily know if it's a scouting thing, but Brava is going to get banned either way. And Marietta is going to be in the basement. Birdo on the mute, so I'm guessing that's kind of their set strat here. Mute, you're going to see that jammer get placed. Anything in that range that you saw up here just at the end there is going to get deactivated. It's going to get jammed. Not going to be able to be used anymore. Fire on the Solosis. Nighthel throwing that camera down. Going to be useful later. Pelican with the Goyo. He's going to place one on this doorway. Hopefully able to stop some attackers with it in the future. Okini is getting some reinforcements down on the sentry. And I'm curious to see how this round's going to play out. I mean, this time we don't have WVU Tech on a shield operator. So far the shield operator has been dying early a lot. I mean, I don't know what's up with that. Mary just got really good rooms. I think that's the explanation there. But they will have a Twitch coming into this, so the Twitch can shoot things with a little electrical bolt, and it destroys some things. Like, I think you can actually destroy a mute jammer if it's able to get the right angle. It can also destroy, I think, Valkyrie cameras, so that's what they're going to be looking for with that. They're also going to have an Ash, so that's going to be a very fast-playing soft breach, so they can throw explosives on non-reinforced walls or floors, anything like that, and it'll explode. They actually have a little, like, grenade gun type thing that they can shoot it out of. You're gonna have the Ram come out that we just saw utility, and Opening actually gets taken down while I'm talking. Maybe the roam not working out too well for him this time. And I'm not really seeing too much. But we just saw that Ram utility go out, and you saw it destroy all of the ceiling there. And right now, I think Marietta's just kind of waiting to figure out what WVU Tech is trying to do. WVU Tech is slowly setting things up. Peaks from above are open all over the place, so Pelican's trying to play off of those. And Birdo on this upper floor with Nihil. I think most of the players here on the upper floor, except for Fire and Pelican, on this, I'm really interested to see if this will work out for him. The Ram drone thing will come out and open up even more peaks from above. Pelican repositioning from it. And nothing happening on the rest of the map. So there's a minute left here, so WVU Tech does have to start moving. But they do know that Marietta is roaming on this first floor, so they're trying to play carefully. A lot of utility being used. The Twitch drone actually clearing out the Goya utility as well, I believe. So that's going to actually force Nihil into that corner. And he actually will get taken down off of that. Oh, and so does Birdo. Seems like the execution is coming out from WVU Tech. Pelican's going to have to reposition Buyer on site. He's trying to delay them as long as he can. 4 versus 2. Will any more kills come out from Marietta? They need him, certainly. Pete comes out. Will he be able to find the kill? Not yet. He doesn't see him, and he gets shot. Now, Pelican on the other side. Will he be able to find the kill? He does. Buyer with a triple. 2 versus 2. He's holding them in the game. The kill actually didn't come out on this side, but they did trade damage. Now, 2 players low on both sides. Buyer with the peek. He gets one. A quadra kill for Buyer. Will he get the ace? Will they be able to win the round? Marietta's coming down the last seconds, and Buyer will get the ace. Ace is all over the place, and Buyer is going to use one to clutch out the round for Marietta. Wow, that was certainly a statement. Certainly showing their resilience in the end there. What a play from him, just cleaning up in the end, really denying them. I mean, like I was talking about, WVU Tech only had a minute when they really initiated their play, and they were all coming from one side, except for that one person who was still stuck on the staircase. And that person was actually being held by, I think it was Birdo. I'm sorry, I forgot. But the other player there on Marietta was able to hold that person off for long enough that WVU Tech felt very uncomfortable just running into Buyer's peak, and because of that, Buyer was able to play off of it and get a ton of kills with that ace coming out. I'm sure he feels good about that one, and I'm certainly happy to see it too. We're gonna have OPs on the Jaeger here, Birdo on the Frost, Pelican on the Maestro, Buyer on the Solosis, and Nihil on the Malusi. We've already seen this strat, I think, before. I think it's the exact same bomb site, so I'm not too surprised to see this come out from Marietta. On the opponent's team here, looking at Damos, so potentially Marietta did target ban that last time, and we're gonna have the shield operator come out once again. So I believe that is Blitz, and his shield has a flash attached to it. So if you look at his shield, he can just press a button and instantly flash you. So he's a little bit dangerous if you can get a good play clicking. We're also going to have the Flores come out on Salad, so that's a drone that you can operate and self-destruct it and explode everything around it, so it can be pretty oppressive if it's used correctly. We're also going to have the Ash and the Thermite come out, which we've seen before. So it looks like a pretty fast-playing comp here. If they get a good setup, Marietta might be in trouble, but Buyer in the corner, he's in trouble himself here. Being a little confident after that ace, he's going to reposition now. Try to not die, rest of the team relocating, and the Flores drone is going to clear a ton of utility. Pelican on site here, taking a peek. There actually is a hard breach, so that's why all the rotations were coming out from Buyer. Velocis getting targeted by Damos. I believe that will reveal her location. And Art is gonna have to play a little bit more carefully now. Oh wow, Pelican actually noting where the shield operator is. That could be huge for Marietta to play around later. They at least know where a couple of them are. One of those breached wall. Shield operator in the corner, hiding behind the camera, I mean. And the round's gonna slow down just a little bit, but what is to know that WVU Tech only has a minute and 20 left, so they are gonna have to start making a play soon. Can't leave too many members alive before you go in. And they're actually trying to clear Byra out on the staircase. He's holding such an important angle, but OP Knees is able to capitalize off their focus, getting a kill there, bringing it to 4 versus 5. Birdo on the other side, shooting at them, not able to find anything on his own. Nihil against the shield operator, will be able to get the melee. He's getting flashed. I don't know what's happening. Can you get the kill? Nihil gets a blind knife kill, and he's able to bring it to 3 versus 4. Execution on site. Nihil finds another one. Busy has plenty to say about it though. 2 versus 3. We're coming down to the last couple seconds of the game. OP Knees and Nihil hold on to them now. 2 versus 2. Once again, the round is going to come down to the very end. And the Damo's target will come out. Swing comes out from Nihil. 1 versus 2. They've got 30 seconds. And it's all down to Damos here. He is trapped. Nihil and OP Knees trying to play together. They don't want to lose this. Both members are low though, and OP Knees will get taken down. All down to Nihil in the corner here. I don't think the Damos is going to expect this angle, but who knows? I think he was playing it just a little bit before. He comes out, and Nihil's not able to get the kill. Just barely. The health difference. It must have been just 1 HP on the Damos there. Wow. Actually, wait, they traded. Wait, I just totally called that wrong. Wait, wait, they just won the round. Wait, am I crazy or did they just win the round? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure the Marietta just won that, so that will bring them 2-3 now. It looked like they died exactly at the same time. I'm honestly so confused right now, but I'm pretty sure Marietta just won that. But the rounds are so crazy, I barely keep track of what's going on. But, thankfully, Marietta is not down, at the very least. 2-3 now on the defensive half. I think there's 2 rounds left. I think there should be 2. It's actually no, there'll only be 1. As we are going to be on the 6th round here, so it's going to be interesting to see if anything special comes out, but I don't think so. It's looking like the same comps here from Marietta. Hey, he's got a black ice skin. That's cool. And I'm thinking that WVU Tech is not going to do anything too different. These rounds have been like very close, and it's been coming down to time a lot. So both teams, I think, really both teams are doing a pretty good job here. We'll see how it all shakes out as the round will get underway. AMG, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what that operator is and no idea what it does. So we'll see if anything crazy happens during the round. But there's gonna be the Damos coming out again, as well as the Thermite, the Nomad, and the Thatcher. So they're going to be looking to disable Birdo's utility here and get the hard breach off. Will Birdo be able to block it? Indeed he does. So that's 1 bit of utility used there. And he's going to try and keep all of his hard batteries active to try and deny this. So far it's working for him. There's a Claymore through the drone hole, so Birdo noting that, making sure he's not going to run into it. Meanwhile, the rest of the map, what's going on? I don't see anything too crazy except for Nihil on this flank. He might be able to find something here. Slowly walking up the staircase. Oh, and he will get hit by the Nomad utility. He's going to get taken down. And that will be the Rome punished. Utility coming in clutch there. But Marietta's only got 1 player. P comes out. OPN's not able to find anything. I don't blame him. I could barely see where they were. And we're just going to slow down a little bit. WVU Tech has been relying a lot on their last second plays here, just making sure they have everything in line for what they want to go for, and then just executing and hoping it goes well. A minute 30 now. Drone getting some vision. Falcon on this outside balcony. It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to get focused. I don't think he will. I think it's going to be more so on Byers on the staircase, but you never know. Meanwhile, OPN's on the other staircase, on the other side of the map. He's going to try and deny that side, but the peek comes out from Busy. Pelican not watching it. Now Bayer on the staircase is going to try and deny anything. Oh, and Birdo gets taken out from an unexpected angle, I think, as well. Bayer taking some shots. Those find 1-3 versus 2. And Jaeger's going to get targeted by Deimos, so the roam coming out from Openis is not going to be too effective as he's going to be getting tracked down. Double kill comes out from Salad. Openis finds one, though, denying the Deimos the kill. The Diffuser is going to get planted. It's all down to a 1v2. Will Openis be able to finish it off for Marietta? Or will WVU Tech put together well enough to secure the round? It looks like they're playing right on top of each other, and that makes sense. I think they know exactly where Openis is coming from. That Deimos utility earlier revealed where he was, and surely the Deimos noted as well. He comes out, Openis pre-firing it, and he's not able to find it. Potentially, oh no, it looks like WVU Tech had that nice little short peek there, and sorry, not WVU. Openis was not able to find the short angle on that. So 3-3, it's not too bad. You usually want to be a little bit better than even after you're defensive, but I'm not exactly sure how Clubhouse works. So, I mean, who knows? Really, I mean, these rounds, they've been crazy. No matter what, I mean, both these teams seem like pretty evenly matched. But we're going to be going into the attacking half now. Some new bans as well. The Ram and the Mirror getting banned. I'm guessing we're going to see an Ace ban. I mean, that'd be pretty crazy if we didn't see it, I think. Maybe there's some reason that you wouldn't ban Ace here. It might just not be good on this map, though. I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure. I'm guessing we're going to have a Thermite from Marietta come out. If I'm, just yapping a little bit. We're going to have the Maverick banned out and the Cade banned out. So I think Cade, if I remember correctly, he kind of does what Bandit does, where he can electrify walls, but his is like a, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a little electrical thing. it electrifies like in an area around itself. It's not like the car battery that Bandit has, where you have to attach it to the wall. So he's a little bit more flexible in that way, I guess you could say. And the Maverick ban, I think, is just pretty typical. But I don't think it's going to affect either team too much. We're going to have Birdo coming out with the Ace this time, so definitely making use of it not being banned this time. And Pelican potentially looking at Thermite instead of Habana. Or it looks like they're going to try and swap agents here and have, they're going to have Thatcher and Ace. That way they can get rid of the Bandits electrifying, hopefully. As long as they don't get Bandit tricked, it should be good. It's looking like on the defensive side, WVU Tech is going to be looking at Castle, I keep Fenrir, Tabaro, Mute, and Bandit. So pretty typical comp from them as well. We've seen these operators played a couple of times already. And we've actually seen the Tubaro Bandit combo, so I'm actually interested to see if it's going to be played in a similar way as Marietta was playing it before, and you actually will see the Mute Jammer come out on the drone entry there. I think it actually got broken. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what happened. It's the Tubaro utility denied the Ace utility, so the hard breach actually won't be going off there. And I believe Tubaro is going to have another charge there, so unfortunately Marietta not winning the draw on where they want a hard breach. They do have, I think, one more chance on it though. And Openis is on this drone, is going to be able to note the enemy, and Bayer able to follow it up. And this is going to be Marietta's go button as they try to access all of the site. Shots fired from Pelican, nothing found. Bayer's actually going to be dropping down here. I think there's someone roaming. I might have missed who it was though. I was going to slow down just a little bit after that explosive start off Openis' drone. And the kill comes out, but Pelican finding another 3 versus 5 now. And actually another player getting chunked. Wow, Bayer, we're getting another kill. Maybe another one, 2 versus 4. It doesn't come out. Pelican gets downed as well. And now Openis is going to have to try and make a play to save his teammate. 2 versus 3. It's getting a little bit dire for Marietta, but Birdo has something to say about it. He gets it. 1, and now he's going to be planting the diffuser. Openis trying to defend him. Bayer on the flank, not able to find anything. 1 versus 2, and Openis will close out the round for Marietta. It's looking like WVU Tech was trying to take advantage of the defuse being planted and maybe get an early pick on one of them, but doesn't come out. Marietta will win that attacking round, and now they're now up 3-4. Pretty good round for them. I mean, it really all stemmed off that first kill. Once they got that first kill, they were like, all right guys, we take this entire area, kaboom, they blow everything up, and they run in. So that was pretty huge, where they're able to take all that space and get a kill off of it. I think it was really the most impactful thing that entire round. So we're gonna see WVU Tech down now, and both literally and in game score. They're gonna be in the basement here. They're gonna have a warden come out this time, so he can see through smoke. So I'm guessing they have some kind of strategy play around that. He can usually stall for a little bit, because if you don't play a glass, you basically just have to wait for the smokes. Because you won't see through it, but the warden can, and it's very threatening to try and peek blindly through the smoke.
5 seconds left.
We're also got the Valkyrie come out, the Maestro, the Castle, and the Bandit. We've seen a lot of these operators already, so expect pretty much the same thing from them. We're gonna have Birdo on Thatcher once again, Pelican, the Hard Breacher on Habana, Bayer on this Ash. He's gonna be playing pretty aggressively here, while trying opening up some new avenues for the team to play around. And Nihil on, I believe it's Knock, something like that. It's basically Vigil but on attack, so you can be, I think he's invisible to all cameras for a little bit when he activates it. I believe it also silences footsteps a little bit, I could be wrong. Bayer, actually noting somebody said, here, takes the peek, yep, and he does 4 versus 5, getting the information and getting a kill for it. He's actually having an early in on this, so this is going to be pretty huge for him. OP knees working together with the Habana here to get this hard breach down. And the drone from Nihil, I think, noting one, but Birdo gets taken down. Unexpected angle from WVU Tech. Pelican's gonna have to back up a little bit as well. And okay, that was crazy. OP just got shot through the wall. I don't even know how that happened, but meanwhile, the rest of the game's still happening. 2 versus 3. Nihil finding a kill. And the Maestro camera is gonna note 1, but triple kill from Bayer. Going off in this game so far, 1 versus 3 now. And Marietta is going to be getting the defuse off. I don't think they have any idea where Hilbert is. To be honest, I don't really know either. We'll see when he actually tries to make the peek, but Bayer knows! And that'll be a quadra kill from him, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I didn't say anything, but that's pretty crazy. Good job, Bayer. If it wasn't a triple kill from him, it might have been from Nihil. I would be so for real, but good stuff all around for Marietta. We saw a lot of the kills just come out. I mean, they're playing really well as a team, especially on their initial, how can I explain this? Like, their initial push onto site has been like pretty dang good, like every time. I think that's really what WVU Tech is going to be watching out for, because it's really just the element of surprise I think that Marietta is working around now. They're doing a pretty good job of working around it so far. Going up 3-5 in this game, second game of the series. If they win it, we'll go to a game 3, and we'll see what happens after that. We're gonna see the Valkyrie come out once again. We're gonna have a Zami, I think, come out, and she's the one who can throw the little deployable circular wall things. We're gonna have the Tubaro and Bandit combo come out once again to try and deny the hard breach. And we're also gonna have the Mute come out, who we've seen multiple times, and his utility's actually been pretty effective in a couple of areas. So Marietta's gonna probably really just look for the hard breach. I think if they can get the hard breach off, it's going to be like huge. If they get the hard breach off, they have a pretty good chance of winning the round. But if the Tubaro and Bandit are able to deny it, I think that is going to be what WVU Tech is going to look for. The hard breach really just opens up a lot of space on the map, and this time Pelican is going to try and hard breach the small wall first. It looks like it's undefended for now. Will it go off? And indeed it does. Birdo on the peak doesn't see anything, so that will be one hard breach off. Pelican immediately trying to rotate onto the other one. Thatcher will throw his utility as well. Will the hard breach be able to go off? Will the Tubaro try and deny it? Will the bandit trick come out? The Tubaro utility does stop it, and that will be the hard breach stopped on the other wall. Meanwhile, on the rest of the map, Fire's actually pushed up pretty far here. This is going to be interesting. They could get a pretty huge kill. Birdo gets a kill on his Claymore. Maybe someone trying to flank him there. Fire on this peak. It's a pretty tough peak on the staircase. He doesn't have the advantage. He's going to back up off it for now. He might re-peek it later. Right now, Pelican trying to get some space on the rest of the map. Takes the peek. Will he find one? Yes, he does. Walks right into his crosshair. Pelican bring it to 3 versus 5 from Marietta. Re-peek is going to come out soon off this flash grenade. Here it is. Doesn't find anything initially. They're trying to get an entry point in here. Birdo gets taken down. And OP is almost dying as well. Pelican trying to trade out some damage. He does. Now it's getting a little bit closer. Nihil with a nice peek there. Finds one. Now it's a 2 versus 4. Marietta still playing a little bit safe. They have enough time. They have a minute to play around. OP around the back. He will find him. Working with his teammates to get the kill. OP also around. But Buyer gets the kill through the window. Catching WVU Tech while they're not watching. Really, Marietta's been working well, like, together. Their team play has been insane on attack so far. Especially getting those crossfires, like at the end of that round there, both of those enemy players on WVU Tech, I think they were both basically crossfire. There wasn't much they could do, and they got locked out. Marietta once again able to capitalize off a good entry onto the site, getting the man advantage, and then playing around it and making sure people get traded and not to play too messily, trying to keep everything in order and composed. And they're able to orchestrate the round win. And they are going to be on match point now. So Marietta wins any of the next 2 rounds. Well, yeah, I guess any of the next 2 rounds. They will just straight up win the second game here. If they lose, then it will go to overtime, I believe. So we're just hoping Marietta win the next 2. Their attack has looked pretty good so far, and I'm curious to see how WVU Tech responds. Right now, looking a little bit similar. They're not going to run the Tubaro Bandit combo this time. I think it's because they really only have to defend this one wall here. The other walls aren't too important, but I mean, you definitely don't want to get like a random wall opening off a hard breach, but if there's any wall you don't want breached, it's this one, because it's right next to the bomb sites, and it gives a lot of vision to the attackers, and a pretty important attack avenue if they want to work around it. And one thing I'm definitely noticing is that they basically just sit on site. I mean, okay, I can't really say that. I mean, sometimes they're roaming, but it seems like Marietta has a much more aggressive defensive style, and WVU Tech has a much more passive one, as they're going to be looking for the ace breach on some of these outer walls here before rotating to the main event. Looks like I think they might try and breach it still, and the bandit is going to be around, so I'm guessing it's going to get bandit tricked. Did you choose the wrong wall? I think it just went off. I could be wrong, but Pelican, if he did indeed get that hard breach off, that's pretty huge. He's going to place a Claymore outside the window just to catch any defenders if they get a little bit too spry to get a kill off. And wow, actually a lot of damage is traded on the Pelican there. Almost dies, he doesn't though. And Busy will also take a little bit of damage as well. Marietta not able to find the initial peak. Birdo on this peak is a little bit dangerous, but not too much happening on it. So after that initial bit of fire, and Fire's actually like on site here. The flash will go out, and he's gonna play off of it. He just gets sprayed down. I don't even think they had vision on that. Pelican planting the diffuser already, actually. That's gonna put the defense on a time clock. He will get taken down though by the Maestro camera. Now it's gonna be a little bit hard for Marietta to defend. Nihil taking some shots. He's getting shot by the camera. He's gonna have to deactivate it there. Meanwhile, Birdo trying to hold the other angle. OP knees behind Nihil. They're trying to work together. Nihil just getting annoyed by this camera. Will get destroyed there. Birdo falls though. That's one player down. One less player to worry about for them, but will come down just to the very last second. Wow. Wow, I didn't even realize how close that was. Marietta almost won that. The Maestro was like, that's as close to 1 HP as you can possibly get. I mean, that was crazy. They downed one and they just barely didn't get the kill. It literally just came to, like, if I don't know, if that impact grenade that they used on the Maestro camera was just like thrown in there, maybe it just kills them. Like, I don't know. But insanely close rounds, but Marietta will not take it. And we'll be going into the next one. Marietta's still on game point. And they're gonna maybe play something different. I'm not too sure. They can swap who they're playing on attack, so don't want to say anything too early. But it looked pretty good. I think the main thing is their initial strike didn't really work quite as well. Fire wasn't able to get a kill like off the rip like we were seeing in some of the previous rounds. The enemy got flashed, and I think they just sprayed the peak, but they were like, Fire just peek you this for sure. And they just sprayed it and he peeked it and then he died. So a little bit unfortunate, but see if Marietta decides to play a little bit differently. I mean, I think the play was good, it just, the execution just wasn't really there, and there was some unlucky moments. And they did get the defuse off early, and it did put a lot of pressure on WVU Tech. I mean, we saw them trying to run in. I'm pressing the wrong button. I was like, why is it not going down? But it did put a lot of pressure on WVU Tech. They just were able to, one by one, knock down the members of Marietta. They weren't able to stall for quite long enough towards the end. Birdo falling. I mean, he was holding that peak for so long. I think it really just came down to the 2v2 in the end. Had one more shot connected, I mean, Marietta would have won it. So just a little bit of game of chance in the end. And we'll see, OP&E is actually on the Brava. So yeah, this is the one I don't know what they do. It looks like they got a little drone here. I think maybe it can hack enemy utility, so potentially what you just saw there was the mute jammer getting changed into a attacker mute jammer. Maybe. And there's a Maestro camera here on Buyer, so he's just going to back away from the peak. The Maestro camera is actually going to claim a lot of space. Meanwhile, Nihil trying to break down this castle utility. Noting the motion sensor is going to destroy that. And the time will slowly tick down. Birdo with his drone. Getting a lot of information actually, so that's pretty nice for them. And Buyer on the Buck. So the Buck has a shotgun attached to his gun, so basically the shotgun and a regular gun is usually used to clear out angles like shooting through the floor and stuff like that, and they can shoot through it with the main gun. Pelican on the upper floor here, there is one person holding that, so he's actually just going to back away. And Niall trying to get a bit of an aggressive pixel peek here and shoot him. He's playing with fire, but meanwhile on the other side of the map, I think Buyer just almost killed Busy. Just 1 HP there once again. Comes down to just one more shot. Maybe a little bit of explosive damage can come out. See how Marietta decides to play it. Right now they're playing from above. They're going to try and clear in the area with a flash and then run in. Buyer dropping. He doesn't see anything immediately. Birdo will actually fall as he drops. It's a little bit unfortunate. Peek comes out from Buyer. He does find him. He's going to re-peek on the other side. Doesn't see anything. Flash comes out. Here comes the second peek. Will he be able to find one? He doesn't. 4 versus 2. 2 players fall from Marietta at once. And now, Pelican and OP&Es. And Pelican will find one. 3 versus 2. Oh, he gets taken down from below? I'm not even sure where that just happened from. OP&Es getting shot at as well. It's all on him in a 1 versus 3. Will be able to find one. Shots fired. A lot of damage taken, and he will get it. Now there's another player walking up on him. He knows where he is, though. OP&Es are going to come down. The aim at this point, there's only 10 seconds left. He's going to have to make some kind of crazy play. He's dropping down. Will he be able to get the diffuser? Will he be able to get it off? Will he be able to get a kill? He's running on sight. He knows one's shooting at him, but he's not able to do anything about it. Not enough time left on the clock to execute the play. And Marietta will be losing the round. Now, Marietta, if they... I was wrong. It's actually the next 3 rounds from what I was saying before. Marietta can still win this. They're still on match point. They just need to win one of these next games. What it's coming down to is the clutch factor. I mean, WVU Tech it's like, okay, they lost, and then out of nowhere they win like a bunch in a row. But I still think there's a good chance we can win this. We got at least one more round. Maybe Marietta just doing it for the content. They want a little bit of extra stream time, maybe some clips. But hey, guys, my voice is getting tired. How about we just win this already? We're gonna have Hilbert on the castle. I mean, a lot of these operators are just gonna be the same. I might as well stop announcing it. But there's gonna be the 2-barrel bandit combo, looking to deny any hard breach coming out. And the mute we've seen deny a lot of vision, denying those drones. And it can also impact some of the other utility, but I don't think we're gonna have any other utility that's impacted by it. At least not that I can really tell. And it's looking like Marietta is taking a lot of. I was just looking at the voice line. It's looking like the Ash is getting a lot of use from Marietta, so I guess they're happy to see that not banned. Pelican's been making a lot of plays with that, getting a lot of reaches down. As Marietta's going to try to set up their push onto the site, and WVU Tech's going to look to stop it. So I guess I can talk a little bit about how the overall rounds are looking. Once again, these two teams, they've been pretty back and forth like all the time. A lot of these rounds are coming down to the wire. And it's just like one thing could be different and the team would lose, or one thing could be different and the team would win. So it's actually a pretty exciting series to watch, and these teams are clearly pretty evenly matched. I think sometimes it just comes down to the aim from Marietta. I feel like some of these kills that come out, it's just like an aim difference, or maybe Marietta not knowing exactly where to be pre-firing. Things like that. Sometimes just getting caught off guard by what the WVU Tech is doing, as there's going to be double utility used by the bandit and the 2-barrel to stop the ace charge from going off. Shots fired though, Byron able to get the kill. Nihil's still on it though, he's going to back up off the nitro cell being used. Doesn't get killed by, still on the peak though, he's going to maybe repeat this. I'm not sure if the friend's going to go for it. Byron on the other side, maybe try and look for it. Pelican gets taken down as well. All of a sudden it's looking too good for Marietta. Nihil getting pushed on. Birdo, he's going to have to drop down and get the diffuser here. Indeed he does. He's going to take the peak that his teammate died to. Opini's on the side, will be able to find one, just barely not able to get it. Marietta down 5-3. They're going to have to make some kind of big play. Nihil almost gets taken down. Not dead yet though, he's got some reinforcements coming. Oh, but Opini's gets spotted. And so does Nihil. Downs. Kill comes out as well. Birdo with the diffuser, 5 versus 1. He's going to look to walk up here and get the kill. Maybe make a play off that, but he's not able to do it. And that will be Marietta losing their chance to end the game. So at the very least, we are going to be going to overtime during this game. So what's going to happen? Y'all win by 2. I mean, we've already seen it before, but it's happening again. The ending at 7. We're going to end at whatever team gets up by 2 here. And Marietta is just, I think the main thing is it looked like WVU Tech changed up their strategy. There was definitely a lot of more roaming plays happening during that last round that we saw. And hey, NECC is raiding us. Thanks, NECC. Hopefully I wasn't too late to that raid happening. Stick around if you want to see some Rainbow Six Siege. The games have been pretty dang close. Even the rounds individually have been super close, and you can see the score line now, 6-6 between these two teams. So it's a close match series. Even the last game that was played, it also went to overtime. So both teams getting pushed to the limit here. And hope you'll stick around for the ride. We're gonna see a Vigil come out from Hilbert here. So definitely WVU Tech switching things up a little bit. Their strat to just sit around on site was not really working too great, so now they're going to be playing with a couple more roaming characters. They're just lying down, look at the cameras there. I was actually expecting the Valkyrie to be roaming here too. Doesn't mean that they won't be, that they're still on site, but it looks like they are going to probably stay on site for this round. And meanwhile, Marietta's going to have to be aware of what's going on. Fire on the Deimos. This is a pretty aggressive operator, and they are going to use it to try and figure out where the Vigil is. That'll certainly help him out against the roam. And I think this is actually a good play to go Deimos here, because I think WVU Tech has been going for the more roaming plays, and that's really what's been ruining Marietta's chance to win the game. Pelican on his peak off the charge. Not seeing anything initially. Shots fired by Nihil, but he's just clearing out the barricade. And they're going to be walking in here. Opini's on the Brava. Going to try and get some use out of the utility hacking. And he's actually going to note where one of them is. Move his drone around the rest of the site here. He's going to see actually a lot of people here before his drone gets taken down. Not that they're going to be able to make much use of the information at the moment. At least they know that a couple of people aren't roaming.
RED active. If it runs on batteries, I see it.
Nihil's IQ action and take note of some of the utility on site. Rest of the team getting set up. We're really just trying to be wary of where the roams could be coming from and where exactly WVU Tech is looking to play from. His buyer will actually get taken down. Pelican getting a kill onto Hilbert. And it will be a trade 4-4 now. Marietta has a little bit less to work with as OPDs also goes down. I think it might have been a roam on that one as well. They're going to be looking to take the site here. P comes out from Pelican, 3 versus 3. Equalized once again, and a lot of damage onto the castle. It will finally go down 2 versus 3, 1 versus 3. Pelican with the triple kill. He's coming in clutch for Marietta on this round. They're going to be looking to get the diffuser down and force the last defender into a tough situation. Fire grenade going out, and Niall's going to try and keep this last defender locked down. Play it safe, try not to lose anything in the process. And I'm just going to stun on just a little bit. Nihil looking around the peak. The defender is going to have to come around. And it will be a drop down for Birdo. I should have been watching him that whole time. Look at him. He's coming down from the ceiling out of nowhere. He never saw it coming. And that will be the kill and the round win for Marietta. So this is crucial. Marietta now on defense. They have a good chance to win the round. And if they do win this round, they will be winning this game, bringing it tied in the series. Now, I'm sure they're nervous. I'm nervous for them. And it is looking like there's going to be a Deimos on the opposite side here. That operator has seen a lot of use more recently, like in this game. It's seen a lot more use. We saw a little bit in the first game, but I think both teams noting the impact of the roam from the defense and looking to counteract that by pulling out the Deimos. So I don't even know if I explained how his kit works, but basically he can reveal one of the defenders, but it also reveals where he is. I think it might only be one ping, so it's not like super OP, but it is a pretty good ability, especially if you're just trying to figure out where maybe 1 or 2 players are. So that's kind of why Deimos is being played. It is going to look like we're going to have the shield operator coming out once again, the Blitz. WVU Tech loves their shield operators. We've seen them play it multiple times. And it's looking like Marietta is going to be playing this top-heavy defense on the basement. So this is actually pretty interesting because we saw WVU Tech just play on that same site, and they were playing much more on-site. This is what I was talking about before, where Marietta usually has a little bit more roaming plays. I'm actually seeing Nihil come down here as I'm talking about it, but they usually play a little bit more off-site, and they're trying to get those unexpected kills onto WVU Tech. So we're going to swap into the POV here as the game will actually get started at a prep phase. So a little bit of utility being placed. There's still a little bit of downtime here, but more to see what everybody's looking at. And Birdo with the shotgun could be deadly watching the drop. I'm guessing they're going to be try to be using a drone to get some information. They're going to note that somebody just shot down there. And Birdo's going to back up. He's getting shot from behind. He didn't see it coming. Marietta now down 5 versus 4. Not able to react in time. And now a little bit harder to win. Roam strategy not working out quite yet. Getting caught out. And OPNs will also go down 5 versus 3. And I think it was Bayer who just got a couple shots, so a little bit of damage taken. There could be a call coming in, and the Deimos will be targeting Valkyrie, so position is going to get revealed here. Gonna look to reposition off of it, I presume. And round's gonna slow down just a little bit. So WVU Tech is looking for their entry onto site. Right now they're still not on site, still on the upper floor. Like I said, most of Marietta was playing up there. Fire rotated down, and now Marietta's looking to stall out time on the site. Still not winnable for them. 5 versus 3 now though. Some power breaches going off near Nihil. He's gonna have to play in the corner. Stay safe. Pelican on this peak. You might get timing. He's gonna have to watch a lot because a lot of his team is dead right now. Meanwhile, other peaks also probably gonna face some contention as the breach will come through soon. Only about 40 seconds left on the clock, and WVU Tech still gotta get on site. They are gonna be looking to use that shield operator as Pelican, I believe, also just knocked the shield operator. Nihil getting a kill. 4 versus 3. One is downed. Marietta still looking to hold the site. Flash grenade will go out. Repositioning off of it. Nihil throwing the Nitro Cell, trying to get a kill off of it. Nothing comes out though. Pelican on his feet. Peak will be able to get it. He does. 3 versus 3. Diffuser dropped. Bayer finds another one. 2 versus 3 now. It's all down to the wire. And then it's Pelican trying to close it out. 1 versus 3. And Nihil ends it out of nowhere. Marietta coming back from the player deficits. 5-3 to 1-3 and then 0-3, winning it. Oh my god, they made my heart race. Winning it technically in overtime, although they just barely made it there. And Marietta is going to be bringing us to a game 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm certainly ready for something crazy to be happening. Both scorelines there, I believe that was another 8-6, but this time it's looking like it's going to be going in the favor of Marietta, and I am so excited for this team. I mean, come on. This game is crazy. We're going to overtimes in 2 games. Both those games are close. We've got rounds with insane clutches like that one. We've got kills going all over the place. We got Marietta making crazy plays on attack. This game is insane. Strategies are being changed mid-game to try and keep up the pace. This is really, really exciting, and I hope you guys stick around for the 3rd game. 1-1 now. We're going to be going to Chalet. Now, I believe this is Marietta's map pick. I could be wrong, but they are pretty good on Chalet, and it is, I think, one of their more favorite maps. So I'm excited to see them play, and I'm excited to see what happens in the rest of the series. It's been a crazy one so far, and we'll see what happens next when we come back. Alright everybody, welcome back to the Rainbow Six game. Just a little bit of a break there as we waited for the next game to start. Game 3 on Chalet. We've had overtimes 2 games in a row, and it's now 1-1 in the series. Who's gonna win it? We're about to find out. I'm certainly excited to see what both teams have in store for us here. We are just now starting the banning phase. We already have the Ace and the Mirror ban coming out, and I'm guessing we're gonna see some of the same bans we've been seeing for the other 2 games in the series here. Indeed we are. We're gonna have the Ram and the Azami ban coming out. We've seen the Ram a little bit, but it's been getting banned for the most part. So 3 typical bans, and it's actually looking like the Vigil is gonna come out from WVU Tech. So we saw them more recently in that last game try to switch to more roaming and defense, kind of like what Marietta usually does. So we'll see if Gilbert's able to do anything. But really, we should be looking at Marietta. It's a little bit hard to say what they're going to go for because they can switch agents on attack, but right now it's looking like they're going to go for the classic Birdo Thatcher. He's been playing a lot of that operator so far. And probably Pelican on the Thermite here to get those hard breaches off. OP knees, maybe going Lion, I'm not sure. There is going to be a Frost and Maestro coming out, so the Frost mats can down. And they're actually going to have the Cade, so it's going to be a little bit interesting for Marietta because Cade can throw the electrifying things pretty much anywhere, so it can be a little bit harder to clear those out to get the hard breach down, but we'll see if it makes any impact as the round will actually get started eventually. And there's going to be an early breach through this window here. I'm going to be using the drone, but it does get thrown into the wall there that's electrified, so I think it just got destroyed instantly. And Marietta taking some peeks. Maybe just trying to get a little bit of information here. Not gonna run in initially. Put up some vision, get near the site, and there will be the Thrasher utility used to try and get the hard breach off. The Cade utility gonna be used to deny it, and the hard breach will not go off. As OPs will fall to the Frost mat. He can get revived here, but they have to be a little bit careful because they don't want multiple members to die. Indeed, Byers playing it safe around this hatch, as Opines is eventually going to recover from the Frost mat, but Birdo gets taken down while it's happening. Pelican trying to stay aware. Byer taking a peek, not able to find anything. Nihil on this wall peek as well, not able to see. I believe the Roma did come out and kill one, but Pelican able to find the trade. 4 versus 4. And now Opines is going to be recovering. First the team, everyone's together right now, breaking the motion sensor. Pelican on this peak, will he find when he does? 3 versus 4. He doesn't have that much health, but he's able to get the kill off. Another peak comes out, 3 versus 3. Nihil falls. Pelican retaking the peak, and Marietta will be taken down, trying to get into that site there. They didn't expect another player to be around the corner, just waiting for them to take the peak. Marietta not able to get a hold in that round, and they will lose it. After they didn't get that hard breach off, it seemed like they didn't have too great of a plan to go in there. I feel like there's only that one entrance. Well, actually, I guess there is another entrance on the opposite side of the site, I think. But they were really just hard pressing that one, and that's exactly where WVU Tech was stacked. So it's going to be very hard to push in if you don't get any alternative angles, and they know exactly where you're coming from. But we're going to see Hilbert come out on the Vigil again. Did get 1 kill, but then got traded out later. I think he did do some damage to Pelican, but wasn't a crazy amount. So Marietta just needs to, I think, find their footing on attack on this map. I can't remember exactly how well attack went for them last time they played on this map, but so far it's not looking too great. They really, I think, just need to make sure they have like a solid plan. And something, I think the element of surprise has been something that's been working pretty well for them so far. And we haven't seen it as much, well, I can't really talk, it's only been 1 round, so I can't be too angry about it, but It's Marietta looking for the tying round. They start getting things set up. Hardbreach is going to look at the garage here with the Thatcher utility. They're going to try and get it off. He's trying to bait the Kid utility, but actually they're playing Bandit this time. And the Bandit trick will get it with the Tubar utility. Everything being used to stop that hard breaches. WVU tech noting, and they will actually note the roam from the Vigil. I'm not sure the Vigil's aware. Opini is getting that. Could be huge for Marietta. This Pelican is going to breach the doorway, and he actually does fall trying to get in on the peak. Not able to get a good angle when he's jumping in. Berto deciding not to take the peak himself. The rest of the team's just going to play away from it. So Pelican falling, not a great start. They have no hard breach as they try and look for this, and Buyer will fall as well. The new members now from Marietta looking to clutch once again. Opini is walking in and be going slowly. Pretty much all of them are disconnected, so they're going to be looking to get solo picks on their own to try and help equalize the scoreboard now. Hilbert is low. Wow, that time was crazy. His Nihil's gonna look away. He's gonna still re-peek it though. He knows that he still might be there. Once again, the peek is just terrible timing. Not able to get the kill, but OPs will find one on the other side of the map. Actually, he was on the same player. Hilbert goes down as well. 3 versus 2. OPs and Berto working together here, getting a couple kills, and making it winnable. 3-2. Gonna have to get on site still though. Dokubi utility being used. They got 50 seconds to try and get this user off. Try and get Berto escorted to the site. And gonna use the Thatcher grenade there to try and clear any utility that might be watching the entrance. I believe Opinies is gonna be looking for the angle on the other side of the map. Maybe try and draw some attention or get an unexpected flank. He's gonna take the peek. He does find one. Nice kill there. 2 versus 2. And it's going to come down to the wire here. 20 seconds left. Unfortunately, Opinies will die there. And it's going to be all down to Berto. He's only got 15 seconds. And there's a bunch of fire all around him. He's going to try and get on site. Shots fired. He knows where one is. He's going to try and take the peek. Can he get around the corner in time? He does. He finds one. It's a 1 versus 1 now. He has to get the diffuser planted. Will the defender get there in time? Or will Berto be able to turn around and kill him? Unfortunately, he's not able to get the diffuse off. There's not enough time to do it. I don't know, I don't think he could have looked for the kill because he just didn't have enough time, but it was a very, very close round in the end, and it was a good play by Marietta to actually get back in the round after it went down 2 players. Unfortunately not able to finish it off. I'm not actually sure how Opinies died there. I'm guessing that he died to the Goyo Molotov, but I could be wrong. Because they didn't really have anything specific on how he died, so it's a little bit unclear. He was low, so potentially some crowd clearing utility kill in there. But very close round for Marietta still, all things considered. 2-0 now. Not looking too bad. That round was definitely an improvement over the last one. And we're actually going to have another agent that I don't know what they do. Hilbert here. I'm just gonna guess it's more of a roaming agent, or I keep calling them agents, but they're actually operators, so I'm gonna try and stop doing that. But it's probably gonna be another roaming operator. Could be wrong. We have the Jaeger, the Castle, I can't remember his name, but he can place little explosive mines on doorways and windows. Cap can, that's who it is, and you saw him just place one there. So if someone comes through that window and doesn't shoot it before they like fully go through, it'll explode on them, and it does a lot of damage, and if it lands like close to your head, it can actually just knock you down. So it's pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Speaking of which, Buyer taking a dangerous peek himself, but Nile actually the one that gets taken down. Marietta once again starting a little bit rough, 5 versus 4. And they're going to have to look for a way back into the round. Buyer taking some more aggressive peeks, not going to see anything initially. And I don't think he's going to see anything for a little bit longer. Hoping he's getting some information on where someone is with the drone. Not going to find a kill off of it though. And still drones being used. Mirror's trying to find a way into this game, and it might just be through Buyer as he gets a kill on an unsuspecting enemy. And I'll bring it to a 4 versus 4. Marietta equalizing once again. Buyer on the peak, shooting the camera, trying to get an unexpected peek, but he gets taken down himself, holding it. And they were aware, but Pelican is aware that someone might be sneaking up on them, gets the kill. And now it's a 3 versus 3. Once again, another back and forth round. We've seen this from both teams, back and forth. And Marietta will be falling. Once again, 3-2. Dropping down over knees. Accidentally fell. He accidentally fell down. And that will also be the last player for Marietta falling. I don't know what happened to OP knees. There will be a timeout from Marietta. I actually totally forgot timeouts were in this game because I don't think either team has called it. It's just been so close. It feels weird to use a timeout when you're so close to winning. But will be the timeout called? Maybe Zach broke something. I don't know. When OP knees dropped down like that, I don't know what happened. He put out his phone. Bro was trying to clip on him or something. I don't know. That was crazy. He like dropped directly on top of him. I actually wonder, he might have got a double kill off that because there's no way they're expecting that happening. So a little bit unfortunate there. Maybe he accidentally pressed something. I don't really know. But just keep in mind that if we do get later into this game, that WVU Tech is also going to have a timeout that they can use. I'm not sure if they're going to want to use it. I'm guessing what's going to happen is if they go down in the series and it's like at 5, they're probably going to call it timeout. Like if Marietta gets to 5 and WVU Tech is down, they're probably just going to call it timeout. That's usually how it goes, but you never know. Timeout being called, you could call it early for Marietta, but they really need to take attacking rounds. I mean, they've looked a little bit disjointed, especially compared to the attacks they had on Clubhouse. Their Clubhouse attacks looked so much more coordinated than what they're doing on this map, and I think they're supposed to be, like, I think they practice more on Chalet, or they have more experience on Chalet, as far as I'm aware, so they really want to be able to take these attacking rounds so the defense is easier. And not getting enough attack. I mean, if they lose all the attacking rounds, I'm pretty sure WVU Tech only needs to win 1 round, and then they just win the game. So Marietta looking to deny that, as it's looking like that WVU Tech is going to go for a similar comp
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
that they
defused by
had
attackers.
before, and it'd be kind of cool. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. It's going to be interesting to see how they set up the site. Are they going to be playing more on the site? So, I mean, last round we saw Nihil and Buyer both looking for very aggressive early peaks, and I feel like
Attackers have located a bomb.
WVU Tech has kind of adjusted to that. I mean, there's still early peaks that happen, but you notice that some of the players in WVU Tech, they'll just be hard holding an angle because they're thinking, hey, Marietta is usually playing pretty aggressively on these peaks, so if we just hold it, maybe we'll just get a free kill off one of them trying to take the peak and not have the exact crosshair placement that they need. So it's been a little bit rough for them on that front, but as I'm talking, it's looking like they're all going to be on site for now. Some of them might move around, but looking to just play around here. So this is almost what they did in the, I believe, the first round of this game. Just all playing on the upper floor. Although last time there was a vigil roaming, so this time it's looking like there's not going to be a vigil roaming. As far as I'm aware, I kind of want to see what Hilbert's utility is. Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to see. Still don't know what it is. Maybe we'll figure out some point. But it's looking like Mary's going to look for the same hard breach now. Will they be able to respond to this? It's actually going to be Pelican using a hard breach that's not a main gadget. He will actually take a lot of damage, and Nihil will die early again. And it's going to be a little bit rough for Marietta to come back from that, as Pelican will also fall. 5-3, Marietta equalized before. Can they do it again? Knees on the peak of the wall. Not gonna be able to find anything, and Bayer is gonna take a lot of damage as well. So it could be utility being used. Maybe trying to get some information. Indeed they do. OPNs with a nice swing. And Bayer trying to use the smoke to get a nice peek, and he does! Peeking into the smoke, not something you want to do against Glass, as Bayer is going to get a kill, 3 versus 3. And now OPNs is going to try, and I guess use some utility as well. Birdo playing up after Pelican dies. He's going to try and take some space while he can. I think that's a good play. OPNs on the other side. It's going to be the same peak from before. Echo utility coming out. He's going to have to back up. And now it's going to be a little bit rough for him to help his teammate here. They've got a minute to figure something out. What can they do to get on site, get a kill, equalize things, and give themselves a chance to win this round? Actually, Bird is going for the defuse. There's a lot of stuff happening around explosions. They're rushing him down. They're trying to get it. But at 2 versus 1 now, OPNs finds one. But the defuse also... actually does get off! OPNs finds the kill, 1 versus 1. Triple kill, but he gets taken down while he's reloading. It was so close, you didn't expect the aggressive play from WVU Tech. Unfortunately, once again, coming down to the wire, and Marietta just not able to close it out. The fuse, I thought actually didn't go off, but it did just barely go off. Unfortunately, I believe it was Berta who's planting, did get taken down. Marietta has shown a lot of resilience when they go down. They're usually at least equalizing, but then at the very end, at the clutchest of the clutch moment, they just barely fall short, and it's usually just to some random thing. I mean, we've seen in the earlier games, it'll just come down to like one shot. Like the last guy's alive with like 1 HP, and then they lose, and it's like, oh man, we had it in our hands. We could have done it. Or like somebody does some like crazy play on them. In that sense, we just saw OPNs reloading and didn't know that he was being snuck up on. He just got taken down. And indeed, I mean, I feel like WVU Tech has played a lot more passively in those clutch scenarios like earlier. I'm trying to think, there was one where it was, I think, a 2v1, and they were basically just sitting back. They waited until the last possible moment until they went in, and then they went in, and because they were so passive, they lost. So potentially they talked about that during Marietta's timeout. I wouldn't be too surprised if that was something that they were mentioning that they wanted to change. But hopefully Marietta can find a way around it, as they're gonna be probably looking for the same garage hard breach here. I would have to imagine they are. I should actually stay on Nihil this time, because he's been taking a lot of the early fights, and he's been getting caught off guard a little bit, so he's probably gonna play maybe a little bit differently here. And this time actually Fire taking some of the first shots, creating some damage. No kill comes out, but he does technically win the damage trade. Nihil playing it safe this time, getting a little bit more information. Bayer as well on the glass. He's looked pretty good on it so far. We'll see if he's able to do anything else. Nihil on the upper floor. OPN is getting taken down by an explosion, and he'll get finished off. I'm guessing that was the utility from Hilbert there. Holding in clutch. Ones will come out though, and maybe they're just going to try and play around it. Make the best of what they can, and kill will come out from Bayer. I think he just repeat that same thing like 3 times, so good job from him there. Maybe catching him a little off guard, but playing in the same area. And trying to see, I don't think anyone's going to have any engagements right now, but Nihil is going to be descending a staircase, and Bayer not able to find the shot, and that will actually scare the defender away. Opportunity missed. Still 4 versus 4 now. Bayer going to be taking a look looking to take the early peek down. Looks like WVU Tech has it covered. He's going to use the smoke grenade to try and clear it. As Pelican will walk out, try and spray. Doesn't find anything. He's going to back up. Birdo with the breach charge on the ground. Going to try and look through the ceiling. Nihil gets taken down. And now it's going to be down to just a couple players from Marietta. A 3 versus 4. And a 2 versus 4, but Pelican will get the trade. 3 versus 2 now. Marietta looking to make something happen. 2 versus 2. Pelican bringing his team back into the game. And now, going to be in their hands. We'll see what play they're going to be looking for. They know that WVU Tech could be just about anywhere, and indeed the swing does come out. And it's all down to Birdo now. Nitro comes out, will be able to dodge it in time. Indeed he does. It's still going to be down to the wire though. 30 seconds and he's going to have to make a crazy play on this peak. He's going to have to get down there. He's going to have to try and get the diffuser off, or he's going to have to try and get both kills. I'm guessing he's going to have to get at least one, but he's not able to do it. And that will be Marietta losing another round. They're going down a lot of rounds on attack, which is going to be very nerve-wracking as they're going to be going on to defense. Indeed, they are down 0-5. And we'll see if they can get at least one round on attack. It's going to be the last one here. And yeah, I mean, it's just coming down to the end. They're able to find equalizers, but it just comes down to like the last moments of like really like right when someone from Marietta dies and it's like a clutch scenario. It's like at the very end. Like this is like where if they make one more, if they do like one more extra thing, they probably secured the round, but it's just barely not able to get there. Even though they're doing so much in the clutch plays, but you really don't want to see them in the clutch play to begin with. And it's just like they just barely don't have enough to get over the finish line of actually like winning the round. And the scoreline definitely didn't show how close a lot of these rounds are. And we've had a couple come down to just getting like the diffusers there, and it's like an equal score. Like we have a good chance, but just barely. We're not synced up right. Maybe someone's a little bit out of position. Maybe someone misses a shot, and it all crumbles from there. So hopefully Marietta able to make some changes. They already used their timeout, so they're not going to have an opportunity to use it in the future. And once again, actually no, not once again. This I'm going to get on the ground floor this time. So maybe it's a little bit of a different play from WVU Tech, and maybe Marietta looking for a different approach as well. Right now we're just getting information there, not going in, and Berto will actually spot the room, or not the room, the castle I mean. And there will be a mute jammer around, but Bayern not going to be affected by it quite yet. I believe that was actually from above, because he's on the lower floor, I think. And hard breach from Pelican here. Trying to open up some angles, put a little bit of pressure on the defenders. And we'll see where the first kill comes out from. Nihil on this window peak, not seeing anything quite yet, but Pelican gets taken down by the Nitro Cell. Getting spotted by the enemy earlier as well. Fire jumping in with Nihil. Nihil getting the kill, equalizing 4-4 now. Takes a lot of damage though, it's going to be a little bit scary. He's going to break the hatch. Look for the peak. He shoots them a lot, but it's not enough. Stage 4 versus 4, but not for long. Niles still on the peak, gets another one. 3-4. OP Knees finds one as well. 2-4. Marietta looking to take a change in stride. See if they're able to do it. They've got 2 extra players to work with, but 2 of them are low, so it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. They try to get on site. Nihil getting valuable information on where the enemy is. Marietta trying to play around that. Berto on the peak, not seeing anything initially. Not going to see anything for too much longer as well. Knees repositioning. Looking like they're going to try and go for the play on the site soon here. Fire going down the staircase. Berto shooting at them. Does a lot of damage. Once again, it's just barely not enough though. See when Bayer decides to take the peek here. They're looking for the angle to go in. There's only 45 seconds left. Damage down. Hilbert takes out Nihil, but OP Knees takes one as well. Three comes out. Now it's down to Berto and Bayer. They know where the last enemy is, and Bayer will answer. And that'll be Merritt's first round on attack, and they will be heading over to defense. So at the very least, Merritt does not have to win every single round on defense. That would have been very scary. I would have been very nervous. But they are going to be down 5-1, so they're going to be, you know, not pushing the boulder. I guess they're like, I don't know, they are the boulder. they gotta be strong enough to not get pushed up the hill here. And bring out some clutch gameplay on defense. We definitely saw them make a bit of a comeback in that last round. They went down, equalized, and this time they were able to steal their nerves and close out the comeback. That's the really important part. They can get the comeback, but they just don't like push it over the line at the very end. So I'm sure that did a lot for their mental. If you really do not want to lose every single round, but getting at least one and it being a pretty good like team play round there, I think is going to do a lot for them as we're going into their
Attackers need to
defensive
locate
half.
and defuse as many
And
bombs as they
we'll
can.
see how they decide to set up. Looks like they have chosen the basement to start, so I'm guessing he's going to be one of their stronger sides. I could be wrong, because I believe once you win a round on defense, you cannot reuse the same site over and over. Like, you can't just spam it. I think there's like a cooldown. Like, you can't use it for like 3 rounds or something, so potentially Marietta playing around that, maybe going for one of the weaker sites, or maybe starting out with one of their strongest so they can secure as many rounds as possible. I'm not too sure. Don't know enough about the team, but they're going to be getting things set up here with Birdo on the Jaeger, OPNees on the Bandit, looking to defend that garage. So that's interesting. OPNees is usually not on the Bandit. That's a bit of a switch up. There's putting a Pelican on the Warden here, potentially getting some kills to his name. He's been doing pretty good so far, especially in the clutch situations. Oh, and Byre will actually fall. I should have been watching, but him on the roam, not able to find anything, does get taken down. Nihil on the Goyo. Already placed his utility, I presume. He's also roaming up here on the upper floor. A little bit of information being taken by both teams here, but not too much action happening past that first kill. I was just watching the entrance, making sure the staircase is safe, the OPNees and the other players on site don't get taken off guard. The drones on site are going to be a bit of an issue because they're getting a lot of information, and it's looking like WVU Tech's going to be playing around it quite effectively, as they actually do have a shield operator. I wasn't even paying attention. They're going to be walking up pretty much uncontested. I mean, there's not much they can do. They will activate the Goyo to delay the site take, and they will use a smoke to get a better angle on the entry. The hard breach will come out, and it's gonna come down to how they decide to defend this. Nihil on the peak, not able to find anything, just barely. Wallbang doesn't come through either. He's in trouble. Meanwhile, the rest of the team on site, they're gonna have to try to defend this with their lives. And Nihil will actually find the kill. Now it's down to his teammates on the site. Can they do the same thing? Nihil certainly on his way to help defend. Birdo retaking the same peak that he left before. Gonna try and hold it here. Quick swing comes out. He's not able to get the kill off of it. Round's gonna slow down just a little bit as the shield operator is going to force his way in. Really gonna come down to this upper peak. This upper peak could be huge. There's one just sitting there. The Nitro Cell comes out and finds one. 3 versus 4. OPNees finding the man advantage for Marietta. And Birdo getting one as well. Shield operator comes out, gets a kill. Now Pelican also falling. 2 versus 2. Once again, it's gonna come down to the wire. Nihil gets a kill, but OPNees falls as well. But oh my gosh, Nihil just walks at the peak and he gets taken down. Shield operator putting in a lot of work there with the pistol. And that will be Marietta falling down 1-6. They cannot lose another round. And hopefully this match will also be close. Once again, I've said it over and over. Marietta just not able to get like the finalizer. They just can't find it. Maybe they just get a little bit nervous. They're on defense. They don't really need to force anything unless the diffuser's down. They need to try and like hold on to what they got. They're doing it, but at the very end there, I think Nihil was just looking for the winning play. He was so anxious for the winning play, but they had the read on him. They knew where he was going to be. Nihil certainly wasn't expecting that as it gets taken down. But I don't know, maybe the right play is for them to slow down a little bit. Maybe WVU Tech has gotten used to how they play. I'm sure that WVU Tech has been reviewing what they're doing wrong and stuff like that in between games. So potentially, I mean, like, they probably use the timeout themselves that we used, but also like in between games, we basically have like a 5-minute timeout. If you want to call it that, between games in the series. So potentially adjusting to how Marietta is playing, even which Marietta pulling out some different operators that we've seen before. OPNees on the Womai here with the gravitating, I don't know, magnet that he can throw. Birdo on the, I think that's a Rooney You saw she's got a really strong punch. She can punch through walls, but she also has the laser gates, which can destroy anything that's thrown in them. Or drones. They'll get deactivated for a little bit, but they will reactivate. Birdo still holding his peak. I'm hoping he might find something, but it doesn't look like there's going to be anything initially. And notably, Opening is not really roaming as much. We got Pelican on this lower peek through the hatch. If they don't have vision on this, it could be huge, but it looks like they are going to actually get vision there. And Pelican's going to have to maybe play for a different angle. Yeah, the drone's just going to be staring out in there. Not too much happening on the other side, but Pelican will get taken down. That vision did come in clutch for them. And Maria's going to look to reposition off of it. They're going to have to respond to where the push is coming from. OPN's alone. Will he be able to find one? He doesn't. 5-3. Shots don't connect. And now it's going to be down to another clutch for Marietta. Can they get the equalizer? Can they win it? And there's going to be a hard bridge next to Birdo. He's going to have to reposition. Will he be the next to fall, or will he be the one to make a play for himself? The shield operator is going to be doing a lot of damage. Birdo has to reposition. His teammates are trying to cover for him as much as they can. He's got a different angle on the peak now. Going to try and stop the push from coming out. Getting literally just pushed out of the site. There's not much he can do. And now it's all down to Nihil and Bayer, the last two on Marietta. They have to do something here to stop it, but they're not able to. Rome will come from behind, and that will be Marietta falling. And then unfortunately, not super close score-wise final game after the insane showing that we had from them in the first 2 games. I mean, I thought we were gonna have maybe like another like overtime. Maybe we go to like 10 rounds, end at like 10-10 or something. But we unfortunately did not have that come out. And Marietta maybe just not having the endurance over this long game. And I mean, it was certainly close outside of the last game in the series there. I just realized the score didn't update. It's okay. You guys saw the score. It was 1-7, and Marietta will be falling in this one. So a little bit unfortunate, and I'm sure the team feels a little bit bad about that last game. But I mean, overall, the series was really, really close, and it just came down to like the very clutch moments, in my opinion. I mean, even like in the first game, there were a lot of times where it was like they almost had the clutch and just barely just didn't get it, and it came down to like a lot of like random events happening. And I'm sure the Siege team is going to want to come back strong for their next game. They can still qualify for playoffs. It's going to depend a little bit on how the other teams do, but if they win their next game, they should have a pretty decent chance of making the playoffs. So look forward to that next week. And then we're also going to have the League of Legends and Overwatch team playing tomorrow. League of Legends, I believe, is going to be the game on stream because the games will be overlapping. But we will try and keep you updated with the Overwatch score. And if we don't, it'll be updated on the Instagram and all our socials on when the wins and losses come through. So make sure you stay posted there and for our games on Thursday. And also, if you want, you can watch watch us maybe compete on LAN on Saturday. I'm not sure if we're going to be on stream, but make sure you check that out if you got the time. And I hope to see you there.